other side, but
Hey, we're live. What's up? It's QB Factory Show.
What is up, everybody?
victory!
Victor, oh my God. You know how fucking spoiled we are? You know how spoiled we are? There is people who went 3 decades, 3 fucking decades
That's
in
wild.
between seeing the Eagles play for a title. And here we are, watching our third in 8 years. God, let's just start off with God bless you, Jeffrey Lurie. God bless you, Howie Roseman. Thank you for making this city a happier place. Genuinely. I mean,
Yes.
what else is
How
what else is there to
much joy
say?
this team brings to this city, man, and anybody else that's an Eagles fan around the world, like, it's just
There's something special about it. It really is, man. There's really something special about
Should
it. And
so should our first topic of the day be Jeff Lurie's gonna buy the Celtics, and we have to stop hating on Josh Harris now because now Lurie is gonna own a rival team, and we got to give the pass. All of us are hypocrites now.
No, because Jeffrey Lurie's been a competent owner for 3 decades.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like
I've actually thought about this too, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Hating on Josh Harris is getting a little played out. You know, I'm not gonna love him like I love Jeffrey Lurie, right? Obviously, look, if the Sixers, if one of those years in the past however many years that the Sixers have been exiting the second round, if one of those was a championship appearance, we might have slightly a different tune.
Yeah.
We might have slightly a different tune. So all I can say is Josh Harris is probably a good owner, but he's not, he's not going to get the pass that Jeffrey Lurie gets. Jeff Lurie is going to get the pass because we know one of the things I love about the story of Jeffrey Lurie and owning the Eagles is when he bought the Eagles, he wanted to buy the Patriots, right? Everybody knows the story. He wanted to buy the Patriots. He's from there. That was his ultimate dream. He wanted to buy the Patriots. He didn't get to realize that dream, so he wound up buying the Philadelphia Eagles for a discount compared to what he's making off the Eagles. And this is one of the things I think about in my life when I do anything with leadership. I think about that. One of the philosophies in my life is a song lyric. And well, there's lots of song lyrics that are philosophies in my life. I mean, it should probably that should resonate with all of us. But this one song lyric, if you can't be with the one you love the one you're with. Like, that's the epitome of Jeff Lurie, right? If you can't be with the one you love the one you're with. And he is loving the one he's with. Like, this Philadelphia Eagles under this ownership of Jeff Lurie, you could not ask for anything better.
I also like to think about life, especially, over these last
Pup says, "What's up, ladies?"
6.5 days. What up? What up, Pup? No, I think some very fitting lyrics for how I felt over the last 6.5 days has been from the wise poets of the 90s, Mobb Deep, rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone.
Oh.
And that's pretty much what we just did to the Commanders and Josh Harris.
Yeah.
You may be a little more forgiving, but for me, it's fuck Josh Harris until the wheels fall off. It's fuck Josh Harris until until he brings some relevance to the Philadelphia 76ers, because we went through a period of watching Jakar Sampson be the best player on the fucking court, and we've still gotten just as far in the playoffs as we did with 94-year-old Elton Brand and Andre Iguodala. So, fuck.
Was he the owner when the team got put together?
I know he was the owner for the start of the process, but I'm not sure exactly when he took over. I'm not a basketball.
I don't remember when he
I
actually
could always ask ChatGPT if it was before 2021.
Yeah. I was gonna say these are more Joe Casey topics. These are Joe Casey topics. But
Yeah,
I
we're not
mean,
here to talk about Josh Harris. As Pup puts
No.
it so eloquently, who cares about the Sixers? The Eagles are in the fucking Super Bowl. Let's go, baby.
Pup is a wise man. What a wise man. Might be the only
and
time I've said that
another
in the
Pup
30
thing.
plus years of knowing him.
Another Pup thing is, he's with your girl earlier.
Who?
Pup.
Pup is who?
He's with your girl.
With my girl.
Yours, mine's, all of ours. Probably yesterday.
I don't know where you're going with it, man.
I love Pup.
I don't know where this is going.
Pup always good. Pup always has one of those jokes. He's like, "Yeah, I was with your wife the other night." He always has one of those jokes. That's Pup.
All right. So
Or your mom.
that's listening,
Or your mom. Your wife or your mom.
If you look up in the what is that? The encyclopedia, South Philadelphia, it would be a picture of Pup. He is South Philly personified.
And
so
Williamstown.
Just imagine, yeah.
Pup just said, "I'm always with your girls."
That's.
He would.
I accept it. At this point.
Obviously, I accept it. I've accepted it beyond acceptance.
You endorse it.
I endorse it. Pup,
Stand in the corner even.
I asked my wife, I'm like, "Hey, was Pup with you the other night?" If she says no, I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean?
fuck,
Why are you
man?
lying to me?"
Get it together. Oh man. Well, listen. I think it's only right that before we really start getting into it all crazy, we have a lot of new eyes on us, a lot of new followers, and welcome. We talk like 72% about football.
Christian
18%
Everlast. He gives
of-
the eagle emoji with an exclamation point, and he says, "So Philly." I think he's talking about us, talking about Pup.
Who?
Christian Everlast.
Oh, what up? Yeah, I think.
Oh,
we talk
Jonas
a lot
just
about the
joined.
Eagles. Jonas, and listen, this is my next point. People like Jonas and Pup and Dave and Miss Lopez.
On Demand Dan just
and
joined.
the Finelli clan. All these people, we wouldn't be able to start getting the traction we're getting and open ourselves up to a bigger audience without them. So shout out to all these, and your contributions are dope. Keep them coming.
Is Jonas on?
Jonas
Yes.
is on.
It says he joined. He may have joined and left. It doesn't say when people leave. It only says when people join.
Man,
Finelli _7
just
just joined. Finelli _7 just joined. What's up,
He's a
y'all?
Steelers fan. He's a Steelers fan. Boo him.
Boo! Hey,
Cousin, I'm
hey!
laughing.
Kyle Pickett is going to the Super Bowl, baby.
Who?
Kyle Pickett, Kenny Pickett, whatever the
Kenny
fuck his
Pickett.
name is. Kyle Pickett Finelli. Kyle Finelli Pickett is going to the Super Bowl.
Wicked.
I got my
Holy
Steelers
shit,
mixed
man.
up. Steelers
It's
fan
okay.
versus former Steeler quarterback.
It's okay. Oh man.
Finelli _7 says, "Is his Finelli which Finelli is _7? Is that
Nicholas.
All right.
Mr. Finelli, aka Mr. All American,
AKA Nickelback.
aka Nickelback. Yeah.
He says Russell Wilson
right.
needs to leave, but we're not talking about that right now. Russell Wilson
Russell Wilson
can do whatever he wants.
Russell Wilson does need to leave.
Russell Wilson can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's in the Pro Bowl games, having a good old time. I watched those little bit of stupid Pro Bowl games, and you know what? They all may be losers, but they look like they're having a good old time.
Well, yeah, they're on a free vacation, hanging out with their friends, and making millions of dollars.
Looks
I know,
wonderful.
right?
Looks
Where's it at
wonderful.
now? Is it still in Hawaii or is it in the States?
I
I don't even remember.
couldn't tell you.
I know
The
they
last time I watched
By the
Super
way,
Bowl, I
from
think-
our last internet, from our last knowledge that we needed from the internet, Josh Harris bought the Sixers in 2011.
Oof.
Josh
So
Harris's
right around that
investment
time.
group or whatever, his team. He has a whole team or whatever.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
talking about when he bought the Redskins.
That
that
was like
just
last
this
year. This year, this
Yeah,
is his
I mean-
first year with the Redskins. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. I was just saying, like, did he buy it when the team was already assembled? So it's just you got credit.
No, it's like a whole new team.
Yeah, it is.
New
He
coach,
stripped
new
that thing down to the
quarterback.
bones.
Like they got Austin Eckler in there as a backup running back.
Yeah.
I think Brian
They had like
Robinson is like
$100
one of the
million.
only like key pieces that they kept from the previous
Yeah.
regime. Yeah, their whole he should like I don't want to like obviously he turned the fucking commies around. But that's because the bar was low. They were a fucked up organization.
Oh
So
yeah.
so this is the way I look at it. This is all right. Let's talk about that for a second. This is the way I look at it. Is like, yeah, Josh Harris is that kind of an owner. His group, they are that kind of an owner to give the resources that are needed. They are good owners, right? But they're an investment firm. Like they're there for the investment. They're doing it for the investment, and for an organization like the Commanders, that's probably an easy no-brainer investment because they were down hard because the previous ownership was fucking awful. I heard from someone that Dan Snyder is losing a lot of sleep over this shit because he's such a dickhead.
Who do you think's losing more sleep, Dan Snyder or John Mara?
I'm pretty sure Snyder might be losing a little bit more, but they might be close. They should both be together in the same commercials about sleeping medication because
You know what they should do? They should go to the store, get some CBD gummies, and then share a sleep number bed.
and then
With
get paid for the advertisement.
Rain Prescott.
Yeah, and get paid for that. That'd be a good business move for them.
It's awesome.
Or is it the
You
purple?
You guys want to hear one of my new favorite football stat possibly ever? And it was one of our commenters. I wish I would have wrote the name down. The Reds, Commanders, Commodores, Communists, whatever.
The Red
their
Coms.
punter Trestway has more passing yards in the NFC Conference Championship games than Dak Prescott, Tony Romo, Drew Bledsoe, Quincy Carter combined. Every
That's
quarterback
great.
since Troy Aikman
That's great.
combined.
That is great.
So yeah, that's a stat.
That's
That's a
awesome.
great stat. It's wonderful. It just made me
Yeah.
so happy.
I mean,
I've been
about the
smiling ear to
Commanders.
ear.
About the Commanders, though, the way I look at it is they completely overachieved this year. They overachieved hard this year, and that,
For sure.
I mean, you got to look at everybody that I know. I know lots of Commanders fans because I work at a company that is split, has two headquarters, one in the DC area and one in Philly. So we have fans on both, and so I talk to them sometimes. Really cool. You know, we have they are on all year. They've been. The Commanders fans, they have been like, oh yeah, we're happy we have a new owner. That's it. You know, we're happy we have a new owner. It's all uphill from here. And even like all the way up to the championship game until they beat the Lions. Right before they beat the Lions, they were like, we don't care what happens. We're happy, right? And then after they beat the Lions, all of a sudden they had this like exuberance of confidence. Like, out of nowhere, like, oh, we are the best. And it was like a false confidence, obviously. It was like a little bit of, and they know it. They know it now. They're like, oh yeah. I talked to
bravado.
I talked to a few of them after the Eagles game, and they're like, the Eagles are just fucking good. There's no way. There's no two ifs, ands, or what buts about it. And it's true. They overachieved hard, and it's crazy how much they overachieved. And the way I'm looking at that is like, yeah, that's probably like the swan song or whatever for Josh Harris and how he owns the teams, because it's going to be just basically this all. They might not reach the championship again. They might be Sixers. They might be the Sixers. It's like we're going to stick with this. We're going to stick with this formula as long as we can because it's obviously successful, right? It's obviously successful. Got us to the NFC Championship game. We're going to do our best to get beyond that, but I don't know. They overachieve so hard, they're bound to underachieve next year. Like
The league is going to adjust. I mean, it was a rookie quarterback. It was a lot of mercenaries.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of guys on Washington are on 1 and 2 year deals.
Yeah.
They kind of threw money at veterans that could help.
They did. You're right.
Because it's like, you know, I get it though. First year under new ownership, you have, you know, this Heisman winning big time rookie quarterback, and you just want to generate some interest for the team. So I do get that, but you know, teams aren't built through free agency. Especially not signing, you know, 32, 33, 34-year-old guys, the 1 and 2 year mercenary deals. We got to see how they draft going forward, you know. But I do think that with the baseline level of, you know, with a baseline level of competency and Jaden Daniels at quarterback, Terry McLaurin at wide receiver, they have a really nice young cornerback with Mike Sainristil and 2 fucking monster defensive tackles. 3, really, because Jerry Newton's a baller, and I would have loved for the Eagles to draft him. They have a good foundation, and I really think that they're going to be our most direct competition for the next 3 to 5 years for the division.
I'm
the
looking
Giants
forward
are
to that, too.
dumpster fire. Cowboys are in salary cap hell, and they just hired an offensive coordinator from the staff that was an underwhelming offense anyway. Yeah. So I really,
looking forward to the Cowboys staying at the bottom for a while.
Yeah.
I think we all are.
I don't think any of us really, because none of us are in our 50s. No offense to anyone that is, but we don't remember Washington being relevant.
Yeah.
Like, we were young or not paying attention or not even born, in my case, the last time Washington was relevant.
Literally the most irrelevant team in the NFC East is for my entire life.
So I've always hated the Giants and hated the Cowboys my entire life, but it was almost like Washington was an afterthought. If anything, I kind of pitied them when, more and more shit about Dan Snyder being a complete just dirtbag of a human being came out.
Yeah.
But now it's on. It's on. And honestly, if the Eagles and the
Rico, go Birds, Rico. Rico
go
MK5
Birds.
GTI.
That's my boy from work. That's my boy from work. Good dude. What up, cuz?
He left the eagle emoji.
Oh man. Yeah, that's all. And it's funny too because as Dan was saying earlier that when the Eagles are good, everyone in the area is invested. Him and I had almost a 2-hour ride to get to a job site on Monday morning. And I swear to God, an hour of the ride, him and I were just talking about the Birds and how awesome Saquon Barkley is. It's
the sung hero.
Yep. Oh. Guys.
Rico also just left a comment, but it's 2 squares. It must be some emojis from an iPhone that I can't read on a computer.
That's all right.
Use your words, Rico. Use your words.
Oh, Blanco with your Android, buddy. I'm
not even on Android. I'm on Windows, motherfucker.
Oh, shit. Damn. Ow. That hurt.
I'm on a computer. I'm on a computer right now.
Wait,
my Android is right here. I'm not using my Android to stream.
What are you doing there? You doing the fucking Tom Cruise Minority Report thing?
Get off my screen!
Yo, all right. I have a few stats from this postseason and postseasons past. Do you guys want me to go low to high or high to low of what I think is impressive as fuck?
Just go low to high.
Low to high? All right.
Bad news first.
Jalen Carter. I think we've spoken about him and his rise to stardom. Somehow we've underrated him. So I read a stat the other day that Jalen Carter currently has 20 pressures, quarterback pressures.
Thanks,
during
Rico.
This
Go
playoff
Birds.
run. Go Birds, baby. 20 pressures during this playoff run. The record for pressures by an interior defensive lineman, which, defensive tackle, nose tackle, or 3 technique, defensive end, and a 34 defense, is 23 by Aaron Donald. Jalen Carter is averaging 7 pressures per game in this postseason run and is only 3 pressures behind Aaron Donald for the record. I don't think you can really quantify that type of impact.
And Aaron Donald had some nice words for him. I forget what he said, but Carter was shocked that he was talking about. And obviously, with the numbers that you just pulled, that's impressive.
It is. And I mean, Aaron Donald is fucking all-decade team, first ballot, lock Hall of Famer.
I think that's the great thing about Jalen Carter shit. Jalen Carter's going on. The people who know what they're talking about, they're the only people talking about Jalen Carter. Obviously, the mainstream isn't really talking about. It's leaking in here and there. People understand the reason why the defense it starts with Jalen Carter. It obviously ripples out to everyone else. Everyone is doing their job on the defense, but it starts.
For sure.
It starts with Jalen Carter, and just your point right there, Sean. Aaron Donald what you just said, Dan. Aaron Donald's talking about it, And the people who know that stuff, like Sean, I would consider Sean one of the most knowledgeable football personas on the show. He knows what the fuck he's talking about. When he says Jalen Carter is the start and the end of this defense, and it's the reason why this shit's happening, I believe him.
It's like nothing I've seen, and like outside of a few guys, that Aaron Donald, Warren Sapp, those are the names you think of when you're comparing a guy in his second fucking year. He's not even at his peak. Statistically, historically, defensive tackles or really just defensive linemen in general hit their peak between 26 to 31, because that's where they blend that grown man strength with the athleticism and the knowledge. Jalen Carter is 2 or 3 years from even starting to fucking peak, and we're seeing this.
It's crazy.
It's just Zach Vaughn has been great. Reed Blankenship and C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Nakobe Dean and Nolan Smith and all of these guys as a fucking unit have just been incredible. This defense is great.
Yeah.
But it starts and ends with Jalen Carter. When you have a guy that's on the fucking field for 90% of the snaps on defense, eating up double teams, sometimes he's getting double teams with a back or a tight end chipping him. That's leaving so many guys one-on-one.
And holding
when you're collapsing
without a call
in 2 or 3 seconds. That quarterback's got to get rid of the ball, especially when you got guys like Sweaty and Nolan Smith flying off the edges, or Zach Vaughn flying around, coming in on a blitz. Everything starts and ends with Jalen Carter on that defense, and we are. I'm gonna double down on what I said 2 weeks ago. We're witnessing the birth of a Hall of Famer and the best defensive tackle to ever play in Philadelphia.
And he doesn't let the outside be a distraction. It seems like.
Yep.
He
doesn't.
I feel like his rookie year, he had, obviously he had his issues in college. There was that issue that he had, and there was that one moment in his rookie year where he was caught crying. Somebody had said some shit to him and you can tell though he has already grown from that. He's already separated himself from that, and there's no turning back from what I see. There's no turning back for him. He is on a path, like you're saying, Sean. We're witnessing greatness, and oh my God, I just want to continue witnessing it. I want to see it progress. If it gets better than this, holy shit! If it gets better than this, oh my fucking God.
We wanted to put that term generational talent on some people. I'm not Ben Simmons and stuff and maybe some other people.
You don't say that. Don't you put that evil on me.
We're kind of on trying to throw that out, but it's now. I mean, this actually might be, that.
It looks easy.
Oh, he's definitely generational. When you're comparing him to people, we're not even comparing him to Fletcher Cox anymore. Because we used to compare him to Fletcher Cox, but we're not even comparing him to Fletcher Cox anymore. We're comparing him to Aaron Donald and Warren Sapp. That's generational.
And listen, that's no shade on Fletch. Fletch
it's not.
Got to be an Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But
our defense in the previous Super Bowl is not our Eagles team is our Eagles defenses in the past with Fletcher Cox is not anything without Fletcher Cox. Because those defenses started with Fletcher Cox, him and those double teams. Everyone had to double team. If you don't double team Fletcher Cox, then he's going to be a problem. So they have to double team. But Jalen Carter's you can double team him and chip him, and it still doesn't matter. He's wrecking that pocket still.
I'm gonna flush your quarterback right into the loving arms of my buddy Nolan Smith.
He's insane.
And that's it. So, yeah. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have started with that one, but I feel
man.
That's the one where
that's the low. I'm excited to see what's the highs.
Right. Yeah. Oh, B. Casey joined. Ms. Lopez joined. What's up, B. Casey?
Hey,
what's up, Miss B. Casey?
What
B.
up?
Casey's kind of a fan of our show, right?
Yeah, I would say so. All right, well, this one, you know what? Because he's here, let's give him a shout out. I have been one of the biggest critics of Jalen Hurts' deficiencies. Anybody who talks to me knows it. I'm not afraid to, I'm not afraid to call out his deficiencies. And I've always been of the mindset that Jalen Hurts is a mid to lower high level quarterback in that somewhere 14 to 10 range, but I never thought he would be a top 5 quarterback consistently. Despite all of his flaws, that motherfucker wins.
How about that quarterback? How about our quarterback?
Here's a little stat for you guys. Jalen Hurts has played in 3 high-stakes games in his career so far. 2 conference championships and a Super Bowl. In those 3 games, Jalen Hurts is completing 68% of his passes, has 800 total yards, 265 yards per game, 9 total touchdowns, and only 1 turnover. He's the anti-Donovan McNabb. He is averaging 265 yards, 3 touchdowns, and completing almost 70% of his passes in high-stakes games. Whatever you want to say about him, that motherfucker shines when the lights are on bright. And I can admit when I'm wrong. And listen, I had it wrong this year.
And I don't know if this is right either. I don't know if he's the first, but correct me if I'm wrong, he's the first quarterback to lose a Super Bowl and go back to a Super Bowl.
First since Elway.
Since
Elway.
That's what I remember.
Since who?
Since John Elway.
Oh, Elway.
First since John Elway to lose his first Super Bowl and go back.
But it's, since John Elway, and we're going.
Yeah, that's great company.
Yeah, definitely.
That's great company. Yeah, and last week.
I mean, that's a team. That's a team kind of that one, but that shows.
Yeah. Well, listen,
but man, that's impressive. You got it.
Listen, you can call me game manager.
I think that's just Jalen's MO though. But go ahead, Sean. Go ahead.
And that's okay though. If he's a game manager and he's making smart decisions with the football, he's not hurting the offense with turnovers. He's completing passes when asked to complete passes. He's making those plays with his legs, whether it be a tush push or a 7-yard scramble for a first down. Those kind of plays keep the chains moving. Those kind of plays put 6 points on the board. And, fuck it. If he's a game manager, he's one of the best I've ever seen. So, and I think a Super Bowl win, I don't want to get too far ahead, but if Hurts wins a Super Bowl, he's already at the top of the mountain. Yeah. He's already at the top of the mountain for Eagles quarterbacks. Yeah. You have to say that this man is the best quarterback in Eagles history.
Yeah. So look at his performance in the Super Bowl loss.
Sorry, Jalen.
So look at his performance in the Super Bowl loss. If he puts up that kind of a performance and wins this time in a rematch, there's gonna be, and I think that's one of the things is what I'm saying is that's his MO. I don't even consider him a game manager. I consider him does whatever it takes. Yep. As Jalen puts it, selfless. As Jalen puts it, he keeps the main thing, man. There's no. If he's down, if people are down, if he has a down game, there's nobody in the world that I can count on to come back from that, more than Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is the epitome of take that shit in stride. Yeah. Shit happens sometimes. It ain't gonna be perfect. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna go at it again, and he's gonna keep having that. Honestly, man. That's as far as a mentality goes, and we've all said this long ago. Even back when Carson Wentz was still on the team, we even knew this. We were oh yeah, man, if we could combine Carson Wentz's arm and talent with Jalen Hurts' heart and mentality, that'd be the perfect quarterback. We said this a long time ago.
Yeah, we did. I mean,
and
4 or
now,
5 years ago at this point.
Now I'm thinking Carson is forgotten now, just about. He's almost forgotten now because Jalen has just been obviously it's been an up and down road for him, and I think he thrives in that. He thrives in that shit, and second Super Bowl, I think this is a sign. Like, yeah, we're going to be continuing to visit. We're going to be in these Super Bowls. We're going to be in this conversation as long as Nick Sirianni is our coach and Jalen Hurts is our quarterback, and they will be for the foreseeable future.
I agree.
We're in the Super Bowl again. There's no more talk of, I don't care what happens in the Super Bowl. I don't care what happens in the Super Bowl. There's no more talk of we need to fire Sirianni or we need a new quarterback. That talk is definitely dead. And Brendan would agree with me. Where you at, Bren?
Yeah, come on, man. You know what's awesome too is, like you said, we're going to be in the mix. When you go through this roster and you look, Jalen Hurts, Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Quinyon, Cooper DeJean, Reed Blankenship, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith are all going to be here until at least 2027.
That's a lot of
2
names.
more seasons. And
we're not
then,
used to this.
I'm assuming we're going to lock up. We're probably going to extend Juergens and lock up Milton Williams and Zach Vaughn in the offseason. Yeah. So you have that, and every single guy I just named, and we just found out Lane Johnson is not retiring. So Lane will be here.
He's going to be team
next
friendly.
Year.
That's team friendly right there.
At least next year.
Lane's going to be the Tom Brady of the offensive line.
And I'm fine with that. But you go through all of those names, the only person that I named over the age of 30 was Lane Johnson, and he's still an all-pro.
Yeah.
So you have a core of guys, all under 30, all under contracts for the next 2 to 3 years. Like, why not? Why not us? Why can't this be our time where we're the team in the mix every single fucking year?
Yeah. And with Sirianni, it's like, besides that bad collapse last year, it's like he's just shown that now he can bring in some coordinators and work with them.
It's all about motivation. Sirianni can motivate people.
Yeah,
that's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's what he needs to do.
I just annex off the field or on the field.
He can do more than motivate, but
it seems like he's they play for him, man. And
dude, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Sirianni motivates me.
Oh, me too.
I look for his quotes. I look for him talking. I watch all the unscripted videos on Eagles YouTube. I watch all those team meetings, and my God, I love it.
We got the flower. We got the shaved head.
The flower has budded. It's grown. It's blossomed.
When you talk about a Philly attitude, we were 2-2 coming out of the bye week, and Nick Sirianni, he shaves his fucking head, but at practice, the first practice that was open to reporters after everyone was talking shit, we got to fire Sirianni, it's the only way we're going to salvage the season, blah, 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 blah. Defiance. This man comes out and plays Many Men by 50 Cent. Like, that's...
We got some viewers, by the way. No comments. We got some viewers, by the way. B Casey's still viewing. Miss Lopez should be still. Oh wait. Once I said we got some viewers, it dropped down to 1. All right, we only got 1 viewer. Well, we had Kelly Casey Palumbo had joined, but she's probably just trying to check up on her son. And
she ain't worried about me. She's out having fun partying for happy belated mom.
Happy belated birthday.
Happy belated to everybody.
Chill Foreign Circus joined. I don't know if he still joined, but he just joined.
That's okay. What up?
Yo,
welcome.
Go Birds. We here talking birds. Welcome to the quarterback. You know what I realized we need to do once in a while? Welcome to the Quarterback Factory show. This is the Quarterback Factory. We need a station identified. So I don't listen to the radio all that often, but once in a while I do, and they're like, "Hey, identify the station." I'm like, "Oh, it's 5 o'clock. You gotta identify the station." I'm like, "Oh shit."
And I do miss Brendan's intros.
Yeah, where the fuck you at, Bren?
Man, I do miss those.
Look, Brendan brings the energy level up a full. And how can we even make a very important QBFS announcement without Brendan here? We're gonna have to let it burn. We're gonna have to let him do it. We do have a very important QBFS announcement coming up very soon that I'm sure you guys are really gonna want to hear. But let me just get to my last stat real quick. because I spent all this time writing
Yes.
them down on my.
Oh man, that's why I love you, man. This dude, nobody's more prepared than Sean with notes. Sean is the Ray Didinger of the QBFS crew, man. I swear to God, he is.
I never seen him in Ray.
Even though his pop-up is actually Ray Didinger, you know, he's like there's DNA there, you know, there's DNA.
Well, that's why I'm thinking. You know, it's Pop-Up is clearly Ray Didinger, so it's in my blood. It's in my blood.
It absolutely
really is. Dude, you know what really got me was, remember a couple years ago when I got credentialed to cover the Shrine Bowl?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My laptop was down, so I was watching everything through the all 22s. I was watching it through my phone. So since my laptop was fucked up and I could only watch it through my phone, I was sitting here like this, writing notes down. So I just kind of got used to putting pen to pad for like my little stats and shit. All right. The best stat of all. Talk about Jalen Carter, historic. Talk about Jalen Hurts, winner, clutch. Let's talk about our boy Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. Yeah.
Saquon Barkley could very well, especially if we win 8 days from now, could have the single greatest season by a running back in NFL history. Here's some stats. Currently, including the playoffs, Saquon Barkley has 2,447 rushing yards, 2,760 yards from scrimmage, 20 touchdowns. The record for rushing yards in a single season, including the playoffs, is Terrell Davis, 2,476 rushing yards. For those of you doing math at home, he's 29 yards behind Terrell Davis. This is where it gets better for me personally. Terrell Davis has 2,762 yards from scrimmage, which is also the record. Saquon Barkley, with 3 yards, will break the single season scrimmage yard record for including the playoffs. 3 yards. It gets better. Saquon Barkley's 2,447 yards rushing have come on only 411 carries. It took Terrell Davis 470 carries to get the 2,476. Saquon Barkley could break off 30 yards in a run. If this man caps this season with a Super Bowl, holding the single season including playoff rushing record and the single season including playoff yards from scrimmage record, we really need to talk about this being the greatest season by a Philadelphia athlete ever.
Ever.
The only one that I can really think that would compete is 2006 Ryan Howard, when he hit 58 home runs, had like a 310 batting average, 150-something RBI, NL MVP. The only difference is that the Phillies were still 2 years away from capping it with a chip. Do you guys think that not only is Saquon Barkley the greatest free agent signing in Philadelphia Eagles history?
Yes.
But is he having the greatest individual season by a Philadelphia athlete in the last 50 years, let's say?
Pretty sure, yes. And it probably has to be capped off by winning the Super Bowl, but yes. Yes, yes, and yes. And if God forbid that we don't win, it's still the greatest. I mean, it might as well be mentioned in the Ryan Howard conversation of the greatest. Yeah. Whereas, didn't cap it off. It's the greatest, but didn't cap it off. It's got to be capped off. It's got to be capped off with the win.
That's what matters most, man.
Yeah.
That's what matters most.
And you know what? The beauty of it is, though, like, I mean, God forbid, we're fucking winning this year. I'm manifesting this shit. We're winning. We're winning the rematch. We won the rematch against the Patriots. We're winning the rematch against the Chiefs. I wanted this. A lot of people didn't want the Chiefs to even go. A lot of people were rooting for the Bills. And yeah, that would be cool. But selfishly, I wanted the Chiefs again because I wanted just like the same reason in the playoffs before this happened, I wanted Tampa Bay to win against the Commanders because I wanted to beat Tampa Bay in the playoffs. I wanted to close those circuits. I wanted to, close them gaps.
Finish the story.
Yeah. But this is better. This is bigger than our story versus the Bucks. This is much bigger versus the Chiefs against the Bucks. So I'd much rather beat the Chiefs. Yes, we're fucking winning. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. I'm going on a tangent because you got me going. Miss Lopez is in the building. She's listening to us. She has a comment that I didn't read, but it's off topic because it's comment on our previous topic. I'll read it in a second. It's about Coach. And we got more comments too. Little David Thornton's in the house. But look, yes, 100%. The answers to your questions, yes and yes. And Dan has to go too. Yes and yes. There's no greater athlete I've ever witnessed in my life. And even if whatever. I'm pretty sure everybody can agree. If somebody doesn't agree, they're probably an outlier.
And if you don't agree or you do agree, let us know in the comments.
We want to hear about it because there's probably a conversation to be had.
Listen, all we're doing, we could sit on a fucking FaceTime call without the people that are listening and commenting and talk about this shit. So please, feel free to chime in. You're all a part of the show.
You guys still have FaceTime?
Every single one of you.
I don't have FaceTime anymore.
Well, yeah. Well, with Telegram, we could just talk on Telegram.
He meant literal FaceTime, like face-to-face time.
Ah, man. I missed that beautiful ginger face. All right, I'm sorry. Hey, Dan, tell us your thoughts about Saquon Barkley in this season, please, before me and Blanco get too,
start making out or some shit. What? Who said that?
He gone.
Where'd he go?
Pajama pants?
Yeah, look at my pajama pants.
How did you do that to us?
That's so much sexy. That is too much sexy for one.
They're still my Christmas pajama pants. They're the most comfy pajama pants I ever wore in my life.
Listen, it's football season, baby. It's still Christmas.
Hey, yeah. Brendan, identify. Oh, what the fuck? I was going to tell Brendan to identify the station. Hey, Brendan, identify the station.
WDTTTT. Channel 4 News with Ron Burgundy.
I don't believe you.
How now, brown cow?
Camp Kind Sports. Whammy, 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 whammy. Call me the bride man.
Your beard's getting a little thick, Bren.
Yeah, well, I'm going to shave it before I go.
Well, comb it before you shave it. Give it a.
Where? Hold on, wait, Brendan.
Give it a little comb.
Why don't you let everyone know? Why don't you let everyone know where you're going this weekend?
So yeah, QBFS will be fully represented in New Orleans this Sunday at Super Bowl 52. Let's go! 59. I will be in.
Your audio is in and out. Your audio is in and out.
That's what she said.
Is it? Does anybody else hear the weirdness in the audio or not?
Yeah, it's low to me too.
Yeah, it sounds.
It's muffled. It's like muffled.
It's probably the Android.
It's probably because you're using those ear things. So probably need to fix those ear things. Did he just take his pants off?
Yep.
It sounds like
he's coming to put your pants on.
Go ahead, Brad.
Talk.
Talk.
Wait, there you are.
Oh, you sound better now. Much better now. Hell yeah.
All right, re-announce your announcement.
Go. Start over. Identify the station and then the announcement.
This is Channel 4 News with Ron Burgundy.
Sounds perfect. Oh my God, so
Brian Fantana. Rick Tamlin weather. Jam Kine on sports.
Whammy!
Whammy.
Pow! Oh wait, no, that's a different movie.
QBFS Quarterback Factory show. Yes, this Sunday I will be fulfilling a lifelong dream bucket list. I will be in attendance for the Super Bowl this Sunday in New Orleans. It's indescribable. It really is. I think I'm still in shock. I don't think it's going to hit me until I actually get there. But long story. But yep, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in the corner of the end zone, along the Eagles sideline. Yeah, it's pretty indescribable. So I'm drinking.
Woo! Cheers,
Ooh, that is
motherfucker!
Stella.
Now, loop.
Let's get to go to Bourbon Street and shit, man. I don't
Have some
know.
hand
I might
grenades.
not make it back.
No, you'll make it back. You'll make it back.
You won't make it back, you know. Miss Lopez says, "Woo!"
Yeah, yeah I'm
Woo woo.
Pretty sure that's how she would pronounce it.
It's pretty.
Yo,
simple,
Brennan,
man.
you just look like Rick from The Walking Dead right there.
You do?
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
do.
God, you do.
His side profile. Say, Carl.
Is it Carl?
Carl!
Is it Carl?
We're going off the fucking rails.
No, I'm
It's that time.
I don't know.
Miss
If you guys
Lopez
didn't
says,
watch
"Jealous."
Yellowstone, this was the Casey. This is the guy on there, Casey. This was his look.
Yeah, I kind of grow my hair until the wind. So
I'm kind of growing my hair too.
I'm trying to get my.
Dude,
I need
this
to.
is-
I'm just trying to get the fade back. I gotta fade it again.
Guys, this is
This
you
is
heard
now
of
a hair
playoff
podcast.
beards? You heard of playoff beards, right?
Yeah.
This is whole season hair. I have not gotten my hair touched since the first
Wow.
preseason game
That's
in the first weekend of August.
You're like Samson.
It's pretty short.
Dude, I'm so
Yeah,
Shit.
man,
Your hair
that
hasn't-
is
Your hair hasn't been that long since you were snapping.
Yeah,
Fucking
you
skateboard.
have not revealed that to us at all season. I haven't. I feel like it's just out of
Dude,
nowhere.
I got full mullet curls going in the back here. I mean, yeah,
You've been
I
hiding that
almost
shit.
cut it.
You're going for the Brendan
Yeah, I know,
Ray Cyrus.
I almost, huh?
You're going for the Brendan Ray Cyrus.
Yes.
That's good. That's a good look. It's a good look.
Yeah. You know, maybe.
All right, let me catch up on some comments real quick. So obviously, I just said Miss Lopez is just recent comments, but there was a Miss Lopez comment earlier before you went to your list, Sean. I think we were talking about Coach, and Miss Lopez says Nick Sirianni played wide receiver at the Division III school Mount Union in Ohio, where he won 3 national championships: 2000, 2001, and 2002. So I think what she's trying to say is he is ready for this
Winning
moment.
is in his fucking blood.
Yeah, winning is in his fucking blood. He's not fucking turning this. He's not coming out of this without a win. That's what she's trying to say. And we all, little Dave Thornton's in the house. He said, just like Rocky 2, baby, win the rematch, because that's when we were talking about we're winning the rematch. We all know that. We won
We're
the rematch.
undefeated in Super Bowl rematches.
Yeah, that's right. And we're going to remain undefeated in Super Bowl rematches as far as we're concerned.
Put a pin in that. I got something to say after you're done.
All right, we're putting a pin in that. We're going to put a pin in that Rocky 2 rematch versus the Chiefs. We're putting a pin in that. I don't know how to put a pin in that. Maybe I can get
Just
a virtual
remind me.
pin. All right.
I'll write it in my notepad.
Hey,
you done
Google,
with the no, I'm
remind
gonna do
me
it
in
after.
15 minutes to put a pin in Rocky 2 rematch Super Bowl for Brandon.
I can just talk about it
Google's like, I need to verify your voice. It didn't work. Anyway. Notebook. Nothing beats pen and paper nowadays, man. Technology, fuck you. Let's go.
Remind Bren, Rocky 2 rematch, and in parentheses, Dave.
Put a dash and then put a dash on it and say my dick.
Bonko, is that a Ricky Waters jersey? What is that?
No.
Turn around.
No, sir.
Turn around and show him.
What color is this jersey?
White.
And
What?
it's also
What color is chalk?
No.
could be-
Oh, you got a. No way. You got a Chalkins?
Oh my goodness. That's
Can you read it?
That's exquisite.
yes,
beautiful.
I got a
isn't it?
white Chalkins, baby.
dude.
Dude,
I mean,
the
it
black
says
dude,
Blankenship on the back. It doesn't say Chalkins on the back. I'm not that much of a dickhead. I mean, I am a dickhead, but you know.
That would be pretty fucking cool.
That'd be
I wanted to
crazy.
get 2 jerseys made. One Chalkins and Cooper DeJohn.
Dude, if it's a Chalkins, you have a Cooper. Don't you
I
have a
just
Cooper?
wanted to put Chalkins on the back of that and DeJohn on the back of it.
Dude, yo, you know what? I want a jersey that's white numbers, white jersey, and it says Chalkins on the back. Just
You
literally
should.
I feel
Chalkins.
like I should go put my Cooper DeJean jersey on.
I don't have any white guy jerseys. Yes, I do. I have a Lane Johnson.
There you go.
It's
Dan, do you have
fun
any
fact.
white
This
guy
is my
jerseys?
first. I've never wanted to buy a white jersey. I've never wanted to buy a
That's
white
racist.
jersey.
I love the white
I know,
jerseys.
but
They're
I've heard
cool
you
as
guys talk
fuck.
about how much you like white jerseys, so you guys kind of influenced me to have a white jersey. I always thought, no, I want midnight green. I'm a midnight green. And Kelly green. Midnight green and Kelly green and black. Oh, beautiful. Black,
I do love the
Kelly
black
green,
jerseys.
midnight green. I love the dark colors. I love that dark contrast. And so I'm not really like, this is not like, naturally, I'm not into this. Naturally. But
I think I'm going to put on my Frankfurt
this
Yellow
is a
Jackets
sweet jersey. This is a sweet jersey. Now, this is the first time I've ever worn a white jersey, honestly. I still have the tags on. I've never thought about wearing it for a game. I just wanted to buy it just because it's a white Chalkins. It's a white Blankenship. I feel like it's just perfect, right? I like it.
So I'm going to take that pin out because I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about.
All right, let's go, baby.
All right, so you guys were talking about the Rocky 2 stuff, and yeah.
Oh, wait. Stop for 1 second. Stop for 1 second. Let me just read one comment because you're going to go on, and I don't want to leave Miss Lopez hanging. I'm going to read her comment, and then we're going to put your pin back in. We're going to read this comment, and then we're going to pull that pin back out. Miss Lopez says, fun fact about the Super Bowl, in 1967, a 30-second commercial spot cost $37,500. The most popular commercial each year receives $1 million bonus.
No shit.
So there's a fun fact about the Super Bowl.
That's wild.
That is a fun fact.
In
The fact
1967.
that it was $37,500 in 1967 money just goes to show
It's like-
that
That's why NFL runs the world. They run the world.
Yeah.
it is
That's like 3.7 million for 10 seconds today.
pretty much.
That's
It is. That's insane, man.
Crazy.
The NFL runs the fucking world. Nobody does marketing like the NFL. They market the shit out of their brand. It's crazy. All right. Pin,
Go,
pin
Brent.
remove.
Get that.
So pin back out. So people have been saying, like, yeah, it's like Rocky 2 because, you know, he comes back and he does the rematch. And you know what? I'm thinking more Rocky 3 here because he lost to Clubber Lang and beat him in the same movie. Didn't take, took 2 whole movies
It's
for
the
one
same
to Rocky
movie.
win.
Oh,
Wait, are you
I
trying
like
to
that.
say
I
that,
like
that last season was Rocky getting the eye of the tiger back?
Ooh.
This season he was getting the eye of the tiger back. He went with Apollo Creed to LA and, he ran on the beach and they frolicked with high socks in the waves, embraced manliness,
I've always wanted to do that with Blanco.
and he
Yeah.
just
Can I ride on the
he learned to
bike?
swim.
Can I ride on the bike behind you while you run on the beach? Oh wait, that's Punch Out. That's Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
That's Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Yeah,
It's a different medium. It's a different medium altogether.
it's a great goal. He ran like this. He's like, "Dun, dun, 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 dun."
Lil Mac.
Yeah.
Sean's Lil Mac. In this analogy, Sean is Lil Mac, and I am Doc, his trainer.
That was his name. Yes.
You can borrow Popeye's
But I think it's Rocky 3 because, but it's not like it's a continuation from like
Dave
we got a little
Dave
bit on
says
our
they
high
got that eye.
for a while, and then, we had to get stripped down to like, yeah, we lost, and then we tried to come back last year, and we got like stripped down to nothing, and they lost it last year. They had it.
God
and then
damn it, Jonathan Gadden.
had their demise, and they lost it, and now this year is this is it. When I think about the Super Bowls of past, like obviously 2004 was my first Super Bowl that I experienced, and I
All of
saw
us.
my buddy Rod
Sean
talked about this
Bailey.
earlier, and I actually felt the same way. It was
Oh,
that.
you were a little young.
It was 12.
All right,
Yeah,
that's cool.
Sean.
12 is actually
Yeah.
prime age. 12 was actually prime age for sports, honestly.
Me too. Dude.
I
If you think
I was
about it.
23, but we lost that, and it was like the greatest like run. Like that was like my favorite team. It was in my 20s, and just that whole team was special. And just getting there, you almost felt like it kind of wasn't going to happen. Like you were hoping for it, and then we went through hell, and then 2017 came, and you were like, "There's no fucking way this team's losing." it was just destiny. You just
Yeah.
knew it.
Especially
And it
when
was
you're
like
watching
2
the
years
game
ago,
too.
it was so unexpected because that was the quickest we ever got back to a Super Bowl in our history. We were like, maybe we really shouldn't be here,
Yeah.
but we got a shot. To now, it's like I feel like this entire team has been so revamped in 2 years, and you didn't even realize it until you sent those pictures the other day, Sean, of just like the defensive side of the ball. How many people they've lost and just brought on that were brand new, like second-year guys, rookies. And the one thing that happened this year, or should I say didn't happen this year, that's different from other years, and I think it speaks a lot to Howie Roseman and the entire locker room. We made no big trades or
No.
free agent signings at the trade deadline.
We did nothing to fuck with the chemistry.
Yeah.
We just kept
Price
it
up
open.
We
is
did
probably
nothing.
the only thing
Yo, there was no white flags that went up. It was just like, nope, we're fucking good and we're ready to fucking roll. Every fucking one of us is on the same page, And
Even
when
though
you had
all
to
the
make
fans
tough
were like, "Oh
decisions,
my God, blow it up."
Yeah, even when you had to make tough decisions like cutting Devin White, cutting your losses,
Yep.
realizing that Bryce Huff is, a fucking bust. But on the backside, you have an all-pro first-time linebacker and Zach Bond, who could be Defensive Player of the Year.
Hello, Karen
And
Lowe,
you actually
1522.
You actually hit on
Give us a comment. We
your
read your
first
comments.
2-round draft picks this year at defensive back. And when was the last time we ever drafted 2 defensive backs back to back like that?
2003.
And you're hitting on it, and it's
2003.
Oh, okay.
Lido, Sheldon, Brian
Lido
Westbrook.
and Sheldon. I'm sorry. So what? That's 22 years ago.
21 years.
21 years ago. 22. Yeah.
Back to the point
So-
about me kind of fucking shitting on you for a second, Sean, when I was like, "Oh, Sean doesn't remember," but you were 12. I just thought about it. I thought about that, and I was like, "Yeah, 12 is a good age." And I thought about it for a second, and you were like, "I cried,"
But
and,
the
and
same-
I believe you
yeah.
because I remember when I was 12. I think I was actually 11 or 12. I got to look at what month it was. I think it was 11 when the Phillies lost the World Series to the Toronto Blue Jays. I cried. And then I'm pretty sure I didn't watch baseball the same ever since that year. Mostly because they went on strike the year after. But because attention span of an 11 or 12-year-old is like, But yeah, I definitely cried. I remember crying at that age. So that's a very pivotal age to watch your team make it that far and just falter. It's
fumble the rock.
Yeah. So I don't want to. I'm sorry for saying that, Sean. Barely. That's wrong because that was wrong.
Yeah, I was.
The
in 6th or 7th grade.
might be the worst.
It's probably when you're most into sports back then.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like you brought up the Phillies, the 93 Phillies, and I think the 2004 Eagles might be the most.
My bad.
Criticized that you didn't win. Like everyone's like, "Oh, the Phillies not, they didn't win their series, but they were such a great team." Or then all this good stuff, but it feels like it's so negative about the Eagles not pulling it off. And I think I heard a couple other teams, I forget, the 2001 Sixers. Oh, they're so great, Allen Iverson, this and that, and everyone else is being praised so good, but we kind of like shit on the 2004 Eagles team, like. It's just how I feel, man.
Yeah.
And it sucks because that's our childhood, man.
Yeah.
I think it was the circumstances of it because 93 it was Dutch and John Kruk and everybody else were a bunch of misfits. 01.
You kind of felt like that wasn't going to happen either.
Right. Yeah. 01 was I was 2, not even. I was going on 2. So yeah, I don't fucking remember.
And then 2001,
you were 9 years old.
No, I was talking about the 93 Phillies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That season ended 2 months before my 2nd birthday. So, yeah, I don't fucking remember. Yeah. I don't remember anything.
I was just saying, 93 Phillies is Sean. 93 Phillies to me is the 03, 04 Eagles to Sean.
I was born in January of 1992, which means October of 1993. I was 2 months away from being 2 years old.
92.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry to make you guys all feel a little old.
No,
but,
no, it's okay. No.
If
My
anybody
wife
knows,
was born in '89, so come on, man. It ain't that.
Yeah, there
it
you
ain't
go.
that much.
There
You
you
ain't that
go.
young.
There you go.
You're OG.
Yeah,
You're
I ain't that
OG.
young. Yeah, I'm an OG. You know what's crazy is that a couple weeks ago I was going to Philly to get my hair cut because I don't trust New
Your
Jersey
year-
barbers.
Go ahead.
And I helped this kid was trying to buy a blunt at the gas station, and I had the 12 cents in my pocket for tax, and he said, "Good look, OG," and I just kind of threw up in my mouth a little bit because I also remember being that kid trying to buy a Philly for my dirt weed at 15 years old. But yeah, he called me OG, and I threw up in my mouth.
Miss
It was not
Lopez
good.
says she was 13. I'm
There you go.
assuming. I'm assuming she's talking about. 93. She was 13, so she's talking about.
Gotcha.
So now we know how old Miss Lopez is. She was born in 1980.
It's a good year.
She's
1980.
Brennan's age. She's Brennan's age. She's almost Brennan's age.
yeah.
1980,
We don't want to
first
reveal
ever
your
Super
age.
Bowl.
We don't want to reveal Brennan's age, even though you can probably count his age on those gray beards.
Damn. I know, right?
It's all right. I got the grays too, man. Look
Oh,
at
the
that.
time's going up.
They're in there. Look at that. Look at that.
I'm hiding in the darkness so you can't see mine, despite me being a decade younger than fucking both of you.
Yeah, I'm getting mine.
So,
But to finish my thought from earlier about the
Rocky,
teams that passed like championships, I don't have the feeling of walking in like, yeah, we shouldn't be here, or like, yeah, I don't think we have a shot. Like, I get total 2017 vibes from this team, and it's not trying to be a homer. It's
Even better, I
I
think.
feel like people are more passionate about it. I feel like 2002 was such a how the fuck we get back here, because it took us
And it's
24
the
years.
teams they played too. That kind of pushes it toward that.
Yeah.
We kind of
Yeah,
rolled through that.
it was just so unexpected. You were like, "There's no way we're gonna fucking win because we got back to Super Bowl this fast," and we didn't, unfortunately. But go around, it's just like I feel so confident, and I have literally the same feeling going into every game. I'm like, "Damn, they might get us. Damn, they might do." Like, you know how I am, but they just come out every time, and they just fucking win.
they just fucking win.
They do
You,
exactly the same all the time.
You guys realize that in 2004 and 2017,
Hello,
Jess!
yeah,
I'm not on.
You're here, but we can't.
You're
see
live.
ourselves.
You're live on the air.
we're live. We're
I was
live.
just with Danny's future wife.
We need
Danny
you to
getting
do
married?
station identification.
Who's your
Station
future wife,
Yeah,
identification.
Dan?
yeah, she is so hot. You're a
Jess.
lucky
Wait,
bastard.
Which one? I've
Jess,
station
who's
seen a few of his
station
future
identification?
wives.
Identification.
What?
Say,
It's
you're listening to
Miss
quarterback
Corningstone. I
back-
didn't know you were coming.
Jess!
2001.
No, Jess got to give us a hot take. Jess cannot leave without giving us some kind of hot take on the Eagles. Come on, Jess.
How's my nephew?
I can bear my arm. I did so many.
Who said? Wait, what? I heard nephew.
She said something about nephew.
Tell Dan his wife's on her way.
Your wife's on your way home, Dan. Or your future.
Thank you.
Which one, Dan?
Longer than long, let's get
Dan. Girl got an ass like a Loch Ness monster.
Mysterious.
Mysterious. Never saw that.
Wait, did you tell me we watched the Will Ferrell movie?
No.
Which one?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're not interrupting.
No, I mean, this is an open
We
format.
watched the Will Ferrell movie with Reese Witherspoon, and Brendan was laughing hard.
Well, it's Will Ferrell.
I forget what it was called.
You're really invited on Prime.
We all
Unfortunately,
love
but-
rom-coms, even if we don't want to admit it.
But it was a rated R rom-com.
That's
Oh,
even
yeah.
So
better.
there was
Oh,
like
yeah.
a fucking fuck
My
yourself,
favorite.
you stupid cunt bitch on there. Like,
Hell yeah.
Whoa! This is a
Wait,
family
hold on.
show.
Hold on. This is not a rated R QBFS show. Come on now.
Yeah, this is a family show. We're
Sure as hell
TV
is.
14. We
Miss
are
Lopez,
TV 14.
if you can hear this, tell your kids to cover their ears.
All right, hold on
17.
one second. Can we?
I'm just kidding. I'm
gonna
sorry
try-
for
yeah,
assuming
maybe
you have
announcement.
kids.
I'm gonna try to get back
On
on
this
the
Super Bowl.
one topic for 1 second
How did they feel about it?
about the
they're very
parallels
happy. Kind of.
between the
Yeah.
this team and the 2017 team.
Did you tell
Oh.
me
So
Chelsea?
04
Yep.
and 2017 in 04, we beat the Falcons. We beat the
Sucks. You guys are
Vikings.
so low. I can hardly hear you.
Dude, listen.
I am so
just
sorry.
just stop talking and listen.
Just listen.
No, I can't.
In
Even when I'm
2000
silent.
Listen,
But
Linda.
you're louder than everybody, so shh.
2004, we beat
Turn your volume up,
Vikings.
Brendan.
we beat the Falcons.
It's all the way up. It can't go any higher.
God damn it!
Anymore. I'm already pulled over, man.
Go, Sean.
Oh, there we go.
Damn, I already pulled over.
Now
Can't
I
pull
can
over
hear
any
you.
farther.
Thank God. No, I did. I had it on regular talk. I had it. It wasn't on speaker. So.
Oh, yay, we figured it out. Go, Sean.
04, we beat the Falcons. We beat the Vikings. We lost to the Patriots. In 2017, we beat the Falcons. We beat the Vikings. We beat the Patriots. 2002, we beat an NFC West team. We beat an NFC East team.
Reaching.
Lost to the Chiefs. I don't care if it's a reach. This year, we beat an NFC West team. We beat an NFC East team.
Okay, I'm with it.
Listen,
Okay.
guys, I don't care if it's
When
Cope.
you're-
I don't care if it's a reach.
I'm with
I'm
it.
looking for everything. Everything and
definitely
anything
winning.
we've seen is a good sign.
Wait. So if is there, it was there, or can you think of an exact moment, game, time, play, something during this season that you were like, "Wow, this team's good and they got a fucking shot to go."
That's a good
'Cause I
question.
raised mine.
Games.
Before
Ravens game.
anybody answers that question, that's a great question. I think everyone should answer that question that Brendan's just asked.
Because I know exactly what mine.
But that all four of us should answer that question. But before we do that, I just want to read a couple comments. Just two, not too many comments, and then we're going to answer
So the
that
literal
question.
definition of
And I want the people who are watching to answer this question in the comments. Brent, can you repeat the question one more time? And then I'm going to read the comments, and then we're going to answer that question, and then the people in the comments are going to answer the question. Repeat the question one more
Okay,
time.
so the question is, can you think of, or do you already know of, a specific time, game, or play, or something that happened during this season where you took a step back and you were like, "Wow, this team's different. They got a shot. Like they're fucking good."
We're going.
'Cause I know
this is
mine
it.
is.
We're all in. Wait, I don't want to say that because that's what the Cowboys said. But yeah, I hear you.
No, that's-
Look. That's great. I fucking want to answer that question. I think everybody wants to answer that question. The comments I want to read before we all answer that question. Dave, little Dave Thornton, he says, "All your sound is good on this end, and I'm going legit deaf." Basically,
That's good.
he's saying we're good.
Very cool.
He's saying we're good,
Cool.
especially after you pulled the earphones out, Brent. You sound fucking great now. So
Yeah.
this is how we do it.
You sound
I think
like
it-
Jim Gardner.
Yeah.
But the big story, I would actually need
Miss
to
Lopez.
know.
After that, Miss Lopez says, So when we were talking about, remember when I was like, Miss Lopez, tell your kids earmuffs on this show because we were like,
Yeah.
we're a family show, and I was like, sorry for assuming you have kids. Miss Lopez chimed in and said, I have 2 semen demons, 3 and 11. Dude, I fucking laughed. I laughed internally when I read it, and I tried not to like interrupt anybody when I read it. And
That
now,
takes the place of Crotch Goblin. That
Yeah.
Crotch Goblin was my go-to for a long
That's
Yeah.
the
time.
funniest fucking thing I've heard in a long time.
Semen
Fucking
demons.
awesome.
God.
That's
Semen
freaking
demons.
great.
That's so fucking good.
And Dave says, "Ha, that's the first time I've heard semen demons." Nice one.
Me too.
I love it when the QBFS community is unified. Ms. Lopez, that was fucking awesome.
That was
Semen demons.
If
Yeah.
my
Like,
semen demon
copyright
wasn't
that
asleep
shit
on the
or
next
something.
floor, I probably would have cackled like a goddamn hyena.
All right.
Anyway,
All right, let's answer the question.
so-
If you're still watching, answer the question in the comments. Brendan wants to know what's that moment. What's that during this season? What's the moment to play the game, whatever you can think of? What's the moment you knew that this team was gonna go? Where you like, oh, we are competing. We are not only competing for the division, we're competing for the Super Bowl. What's the moment you knew that? And it had, Whenever you knew it. We want to know that moment. So answer in the comments so we can read it. And we are going to give our answers starting now. Who wants to go first?
Brent, take the lead, man.
So the moment that I kind of knew was we all do it when the schedule comes out in May. We automatically boom, win, loss, win,
Wins and
loss, win,
losses,
loss.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and you're always like, and you look at there's always that one game where you're like, nope, not winning it. Like,
Yeah.
no way. You know, and obviously how the season started after the first 4 weeks wasn't great, but the Baltimore Ravens,
Yep.
you've never beat them in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson is, every year he's in the MVP conversation. It's an AFC team, we haven't played them in forever in Baltimore. And everybody's like, oh, Baltimore, Baltimore, Baltimore. They're so rough. They're so tough. And, and it was like, no, you're not tough. We're the tough ones, and we're the ones that are going to come down there and whoop your ass.
Oh, yeah.
So you went into Baltimore, you went into a hostile situation, and you've done something that team's never done and go down to Baltimore, and you won. You beat Lamar Jackson, you sacked Lamar Jackson, you contained him, and when Cooper DeJean put the most textbook takedown on King Henry and dethroned him, at that moment, I was like, yep, because it was that moment I was like, yep, this team's different. We just went down to
that was one of our viral videos this year.
MVP.
It was one of our viral videos.
Jack that fool!
Yeah, and that was, you can't tell me that every one of you, when you looked at the schedule, were like, at Baltimore, yeah, that's a loss.
Yeah, oh yeah.
No, I agree.
Not only is it a loss, it's like probably the least important game we can afford to lose games. Like even if I was
honestly,
optimistic about the entire season, yeah.
We should have that. Did we do
Cincinnati was on my loss list too.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep. I thought we were going to split the AFC North. I thought we were going to go 2-2 against them, and I would have been okay with it. I'd have been okay with it. And I'm with you.
I mean, that was my moment when I was like, yeah, because it's those like, that type of game a couple of years ago or like back in the day, we lose that game, 100%. Like it's like a dogfight back and forth, but then we eventually fuck up somewhere like at linebacker, and just like give up a stupid play and we would lose. And it would be like one of those pull your hair out kind of games. But now it's just like, no, you have those quality players at those positions and those tough players that can make those plays that are just like, nope, like we're bigger and we're better.
Yeah.
And they went down there and they laid it on the table and they won. And I think that if that didn't put it in the mind of everyone else at that moment, then I don't know what else was. But me personally, that's what it was. At Baltimore, going down there and winning. So, and Cooper DeJean's actual hit right there, because that was a huge stop. That was just like, yeah, fuck you, this shit's over.
Nah, I mean, I'm dead on the same. It's almost verbatim as to what I would say, and it was just more about it wasn't like a singular play, even though Cooper DeJean's hit was awesome. It was going down there and matching that intensity and that attitude. And, Harbaugh is one of the best coaches in the league. Lamar is an incredible talent. Derrick Henry, solid offensive. You go through the fucking list. The Ravens are a good football team. And we went down there and we imposed ourselves on them. In every facet of the game, we imposed ourselves on them. And, what they scored that garbage time touchdown, and I think we won by 9. I think we ended up winning by 9, but the garbage time touchdown. To beat a team like that by 2 scores, and on their home field, that's huge, man. A team that's known for their toughness and for their athleticism, and we looked more athletic, and we looked tougher, and we looked better coached. It was fucking like, whoa. Like, okay, this team's legit. You can't just jump off and say, oh, we're going to win the fucking Super Bowl. We're winning the Super Bowl. But I knew that we had a chance. I knew that we were going to be in the mix, and I knew that this was sustainable, the way we play ball. That Eagles brand of football, tough defense, strong running game, Jalen not making mistakes, and just moving forward, whether it's 3 yards or 30 yards at a time.
It makes people mad because they play the game to their strengths and they win. They don't go outside their box of what they are capable of being great at. And it drives people crazy because it's not flashy.
Nope. Nope.
And
Football ain't
that's why
flashy.
everybody. And you know what? To get back to the Ravens, it was just like, the Ravens were a toenail away. They had to take it down to literally a toenail to be defeated by who we're going to play next on that Super Bowl. And we went down there and did that.
No, you're 100% right.
So,
you're 100% right. And, football is like boxing, where it's a lot about matchups. Styles make fights is like the old adage in boxing. But
Spinal.
I think that across...
Spinal.
The Mike Tyson quote that always pops in my head is something that we definitely cannot say on air, but it's the one where he got very upset at the reporter. For those of you that don't know, just look it up. Mike Tyson, reporter. See,
he
now
said I'm going to fuck you till you love me.
And
It's a family show. Miss Lopez, tell your semen demons to cover their ears.
cover their ears.
Oh my goodness, it's so good.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think we're a more talented team than the Chiefs. Like, Big Red is Big Red. Pat Mahomes, listen, you can be the biggest Jalen Hurts fan in the entire world. Patrick Mahomes is going to go down as one of the 3 best quarterbacks to ever play. If he's not already in that fucking conversation right now. But I think that, pretty much everywhere else, we're either on par or better than the Chiefs. As somebody who loves defense, getting to see the chess match between Vic Fangio and Andy Reid, holy fuck, that's going to be awesome, dude. That's going to be so awesome. And it's almost as awesome as Blanco's Christmas pajamas.
Dude, I get it, man. They are comfortable, though. I will have to agree with them. They're still comfy pants.
They do look silky and gorgeous. They do. They look like lush.
Yeah, not going to the pants party,
Just bathe in them.
We're going to have to start charging. We're going to have to.
They're freaking comfy as shit.
QBFS.
My whole family has matching
only
PJ
pants.
pants, bro. We all have matching
That's
PJ.
beautiful.
There's a shirt to match too, but I'm wearing a shirt
I got
underneath.
The same thing, dude. Same thing here. Don't even worry about it.
Miss Lopez says Miss Lopez says them sex trophies are asleep.
What?
I had to laugh before I finished the sentence. It was so fucking funny. Sex trophies. There's another term you have never terms you have never used for your children, and
These are fucking awesome, though.
that you're gonna use from now on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to.
Semen demons and sex trophies.
I feel like sex trophies referring to a kid is like something Borat would say. This is my sex trophy.
Nice.
It's nice. I like you.
King of the castle.
King of the castle. Wow,
Yo, Miss Lopez has fucking nerd sniped us hard.
I mean, you kind of took my answer.
Just sniped us in general.
Dan,
Go, Dan,
you
go, Dan, go.
What was your moment?
Go.
Man, I don't really have a exact time, but I just, how I felt all season, because it was like to start with the Green Bay game. It was like kind of like we were going back and forth on the winner with that one, so they pull that off. And they can't beat the Saints and that kind of thing. The Saints are rolling, they're scoring all these points, and then they're kind of not going to win this game, but they win that game, and then we go on and on. They pull off all these wins, and you beat Burrow, and you just keep going that they can't win, and you're just watching this team win constantly every week. So, and then you beat Dallas. Dallas didn't have Dak, and they had their struggles and all that, and then just keep going. And then there's this huge locker room problem that we're hearing. And then everyone's coming out like there's an issue. That Brandon Graham says something, And then they come out and,
yeah, I
they,
forgot
and,
about
and
that.
destroy Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And they just keep going and going and they just keep winning. And that's just like,
It's because this team is a
they just
family.
kept
It's
fighting,
chemistry.
and it's like, and it was defense one week, and then like the Carolina game was like one of those Nick Folk games,
Yeah.
like the Raiders game in 2017. Like they didn't play great, but they won.
They toughed it out. Yeah.
And they toughed it out.
Yeah.
And that's all season. They've been toughing it out, and there was certain games where they said they shouldn't win, they won.
Yeah.
That's was like
They won them all too. They won them all.
They beat the teams that they should have.
And they
beat.
should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another mark of a good team. Everyone's like, oh, like you play competitive ball, or you play, you beat these teams that you're unsure. Great teams beat the shit out of the teams that they should beat. And Carolina was
what we
the
did
misstep.
last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, it's what we did last weekend.
But
But it's funny you say that though, Dan, about the Pittsburgh thing, and it's like that's another huge turning point. And it's like, okay, we played like shit against
That could
Carolina.
have been that could have been an absolute loss on somebody's schedule too.
Yep,
Yeah.
it could have been.
You know?
It could have been. And
Because they were rolling, dude. You never
Oh,
know
yeah.
Pittsburgh and like Justin Fields, Russell Wilson.
I think
Mike Tomlin,
didn't
Mike
Pittsburgh come
Tomlin.
into that game at like 8-3 or
Oh
something?
yeah,
like that?
Pittsburgh was hot.
Yeah.
They've actually
They were
been.
hot.
Ever since they played us, they have died. They were on a huge win
Yeah, they
streak
did.
before, and then they played us, and then they lost every game and they lost every single game.
It reminds us. It reminds
and
me
they lost
of,
in the
it reminds me
playoffs.
of us last year. Reminds
Yeah.
me of us last
Yeah,
year. We were
yeah.
rolling, and the Niners came in
Yeah,
and exposed
the Steelers
us, and then we
collapsed,
never
yeah.
looked since.
Yeah,
I agree.
Steelers collapsed. They
Yeah.
got their ass kicked in the first round either, just like we did last year. That's why this team is different.
yeah,
That's
because
why
the
this
Steelers
team
were hot as
has
shit.
a
They were
legitimate
up and
shot,
up and
I
up.
believe will win.
They were
Yeah.
in the conversation with the Ravens. They were like, oh, they might win. It's between the Ravens and the Steelers and the Bengals. I think the Bengals were already kind of like falling down from that, but the Steelers were like in that conversation to win that division. But they had lost every single game after they lost to us, and
The Bengals did
still made the playoffs.
Early.
Yeah.
What do you think, Blanco?
Well,
What do you think, Blanca?
all right, I'll go mine and I'll read Miss Lopez. Dave didn't say his yet. I think
Dave, get back in.
Yeah,
in
Bear
here.
Bombers.
he's still here.
Speak your fucking piece.
He's still here, but I don't think he said what his was.
What's y'all turning point?
Yeah, Dave, what was the turning point for you? Well, Dave did say Mike was going to eat
Really?
his semen demons, I think. So that was one of his comments earlier. I still can't get over the sex trophies one. I don't know what I like better, semen demons or sex trophies. It's fucking Miss
Both.
Lopez.
Both.
Miss Lopez gives us so much gold content on this show, man. What'd you say,
She's
Dan?
the MVP.
I
She's
said the
MVP.
semen demons just flows.
Yeah,
It
semen
does.
demons.
It really just rolls off the.
It
It's
just rolls off the tongue.
Semen demons.
Damn, we could have named
The
so many
semen
people
rolls
that
off
back
the
in the
tongue.
day.
All right, so
So
you
many
usually got to pay extra for that.
snoozes could have been.
I feel like if I rewind myself, I feel like if I rewind myself, I know the exact point. It's hard. Cheers, Brent. Because everything everyone says is legit, and I think for me is I looked at it a little bit. I looked at the scores of the games. I'm not looking at like anything other than the scores just to try to like jog my memory of watching these games. And I think for me was it had to be versus the fucking Rams. When
The first time.
Yeah, the first time. Because I'm looking at it
Yeah,
like
that's a good one.
because like I'm looking at it like yeah, the
They-
Bengals
they
game we
demolished.
fucking whooped them, right? And the Giant Saquon's first game against the Giants whooped them, right? But it was the Giants. We knew the Giants were bad. The Bengals were like, oh yeah, the Bengals are going to be good. We whooped them, no, but we knew they had a bad defense, right? And we knew the defense wasn't going to do anything. Jaguars game
Running back.
Jaguars game was iffy.
It was close.
That was the whatever.
Good teams win that kind of day.
When we whooped the Cowboys after that was special. It was like, oh yeah. But that was only we knew the Cowboys sucked. That wasn't we knew we were great. We knew the Cowboys sucked at that point. We're like, yes, we're validated that the Cowboys fucking suck, right? And then the Commanders beat the Commanders. I don't think we cared about the Commanders when we first beat them. We knew that they were like, oh yeah, new owner, new quarterback, blah blah blah. I don't think we cared about them that much, and we beat them. And then it was the Rams after that. And that was probably our first game was like, oh, they're not going to beat the Rams. No way. The Rams finally got all their pieces back. They started good they started good because everyone was healthy, and then everyone got injured immediately, and then they had a 4-game stretch of losing because everyone was injured.
Cooper Kupp first game back together.
And then Cooper and Puka back for the first time. The Rams are at full strength, and they're gonna fucking beat. They're gonna fucking beat the Eagles. They're gonna fucking beat the Eagles. No, the Rams are at full strength.
Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
Yep. In LA.
That was probably the first game of the stretch that was the first game of the stretch that was like, it was a long stretch too of like, oh, this team is a real test for the Eagles. But that was the first test. That was the first like, oh yeah, there's no way they're beating the Rams at full strength. And they were at full strength. They were totally at full strength.
Yeah.
And we beat them.
We talked about that when the schedule came out. That that was going to be the toughest stretch of the season. Like we were all saying, like shit, dude, this is going to be if we go 500 over this.
We thought we were losing. We thought we were losing some of those games. At least, definitely more than half of those games we were losing. Mm-hmm. Before the season started, we thought that, and 100%. And we won that game, and we won every one of those games, every single one of those games, up until the fucking Commanders fluke. Like we won. We're basically undefeated.
Realistically, if you think about it, we've only lost one game this year, and it was against Tampa Bay. Because if Saquon catches that ball, that's a win. If Devontae Smith catches that ball against Washington, that's a fucking win.
Jalen's not out for that whole game.
And I'm okay with that. I don't need an undefeated season. I'm okay with that.
They had like 5 starters out, so I'm not saying like they might have.
We lost A.J. Brown like 90 minutes before the game against the Falcons. We were just coming back from Brazil, and like you guys said, uncharacteristic drop by Saquon early in the season.
Oh yeah.
That Bucks game, it was 110 fucking degrees, and we didn't have 5 starters. Yeah. And then the Commanders game, the second time around, we lost Jalen, we lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson, we lost momentum. Yeah. It was just a weird, fluky game.
Yeah.
They continued to win. They continued to win, and I know it was against the Cowboys and the Giants. And
cheers, Miss Lopez and Dave. Sorry, they were cheersing in the comments. Miss Lopez said cheers. She's drinking wine. Cheers! And Pappy Hookie joined.
You continue.
Welcome. And little Dave Thornton, he also cheered. He says he's drinking a Keystone Light because he's poor.
Oh, man.
That's a classy man right there.
He's still classy.
Culture and refinement.
You know about that. So a close second for me would probably be, and I think of this often, it was a Cincinnati game because it started and Joe Burrow literally went boop, 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 boop down the field and scored a touchdown. And I was like, well, this has fucking Tampa Bay written all over it.
Yeah, and we walked.
And you know what happened? They never lost their cool. They never went away from their strengths. Like, they never just started throwing the ball 45 fucking times. They committed to the run, baby. And their fucking defense stood tall and was just like, all right, that's what you got? Okay, this is happening.
Oh, yeah,
and they won that game. It was just like, damn.
Do you guys want to know something?
Before you say your fact, Sean, before you say anything, I want to read
another Sean fact.
I want to read Miss Lopez's. She's the only one who chimed in with her turning point of what she thought was the turning point for her. And she said it was when Saquon Barkley backwards hurdled against the Jaguars.
That's a special fucking play.
Yes. She said she probably reacted the same exact way everyone else on the sideline did. And honestly, that was like, oh my God, different
Dan, were you
breed
with
of
me for
any
that game?
player we've ever watched in an Eagles jersey, and that's definitely one of those moments. Like, holy
Absolutely.
shit. That was a
And
holy shit moment.
it's almost gotten lost
Dan, were
in
you
the
with me?
shuffle because this season has been
We
so
were
fucking
at
fast.
that game, yeah.
What'd you say, Dan?
No,
I
me
was
and
asking,
Brandon.
I was like, Dan, you were with me for that game.
Yeah, we were at that game.
Yeah, we were at that game.
It's wild.
Brendan,
It's like,
Brendan and Dan were at that game.
Blue.
it's almost an afterthought with how special his season's been with all these huge fucking touchdown runs and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
you think about, you know, the 50, 60-yard touchdown runs and all the crazy plays that he's made just in the open field with his athleticism.
His,
it's like,
his
oh,
backwards
shit, yeah.
hurdle is the
And
unsung
he
hero.
Backwards hurdled a grown-ass man in an NFL game.
When I watch
But,
the highlight, that highlight gets playing over and over again. When I see it to this day, I'm like, holy shit. The more I see it, the more I think, how the fuck, is that real? Did that really happen?
Incredible.
Did it really happen?
fucking-
The more I see it, the more I question it was reality. The more I
No.
He
question
went full Jean-Claude Van Damme.
It's
Like,
ridiculous.
it was fucking insane.
Yo,
That's
it's
another
like,
reason.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Go ahead,
I'll go
dude.
with you, man.
That's another reason that like you have to like I am confident that they're going to win, but like you have to
Yeah.
win this year. Like this is one of the most special years for a player at the running back position in decades. Honestly,
Gotta cap
because
it
the
off.
game's been glorified
Yep.
all about wide receivers, and
Were you here
Saquon
for-
got into that.
Miss Lopez says she thinks she heard the eye of the tiger when he did it. Like
I think.
she heard it. It just fucking played in her head when he went. At the moment, it slowed down, slow motion for her. Before it was a replay, before it was a highlight, she was watching this shit, and it's eye of the tiger.
It was like
Dude.
fucking Apollo and Rocky running
I
down the
believe
fucking
it.
beach.
It was incredible. Like everybody and their moms saw that play live. Anybody who saw that play live was like, "What did I just watch? What the fuck?"
Yeah. Brendan, were you when you said one of? Were you listening to when I said the Saquon Barkley thing about the stats? It's not one of. He
Oh
is
yeah, that's go over that
30
again.
yards
I think it's worth
away.
reading all that again, Sean. I think it's worth reading all that again. Brent was not here.
Statistics with like Terrell Davis.
There's a
Saquon Barkley.
actually
was
Brent
30
might have
yards
been
away.
watching, but yeah,
30 yards away.
It's
it's
from
still worth
breaking-
repeating.
Yeah, from breaking Terrell Davis's record, and he's done it in 60 less carries. That's fucking
Yeah.
incredible. It's fucking incredible.
But like that's another reason that you have to win this year is because like
Yeah.
when are you gonna get this year from Saquon Barkley again? Like he came in here. and
Terrell
this is,
Davis
like,
won, didn't he?
he's never-
He won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but he's never seen any shit like this before. Like he came in here and it's just like he's having literally the best career of his life, one of the greatest, careers of running backs in history, and probably might be in history. I mean, there's a legitimate shot that he goes into the Super Bowl and he runs for like 205 fucking yards and wins fucking MVP. Like, how has that happened? Like, your division rival, you let him go. Your division rival sign him. He comes in, he has a fucking banner year, one of the best years, and goes Super Bowl and wins. And he wins the fucking MVP. Like, that's so special. And and I gotta say it, dude, because next Sunday he turns 28 years old. And that magic number of 30 is just creeping up, and you got him signed for 3 years.
Keep it
And,
going. I
like
gotta
we always
go.
say, like, all
I'll be
these
right
running
back.
backs, they hit that wall or they got too much tread on the tires, and then something happens. Like, you don't know. Like, nobody has at the running back position ever literally had like a banner year, like back to back. Like, this is a special fucking season, and he's
especially
gotta
after you
because
put almost
you don't
500
know if that's
touches
going to
on the
happen
body.
again next year.
Yeah, he's going to end the
And
year
he's
with
been
almost 500
fucking
touches.
Healthy.
It's having 500 touches as a running back in the season in this day and age is not common. I mean, I just said it. He's got like 45 catches and 411 carries. By the time it's all said and done, you're closing in on 500. Like you said, he's going to be 28 on Super Bowl Sunday. You might have, even for someone as special as he is, you might have 2 to 3 more years of him being able to play at this level.
At most.
And
You're only human, man. I mean, he is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's the modern day Bo Jackson, honestly.
he is.
But I'm, Father Time's undefeated, man. I don't care how big and bad you are.
Yeah, you mean
Like,
kid.
I think this is the greatest individual season by a Philadelphia athlete. I don't think you were in listening yet. We were talking about it a little before you hopped on. Since 2006, Ryan Howard, when he had 58 homers, like 160 RBI, and had like a 310 batting average. Like I don't
I'll
remember.
still say, yeah.
I don't remember another season by a Philly athlete that was this fucking.
I mean, I had a few earlier. I was thinking of. I was like, I think Doc, had. And throwing a couple no hitters is just wild. And then I think Cliff Lee had one, and then like that one season, Cliff Lee had another amazing season. But I don't know. This is it, man. This is probably the best Phillies athlete I've seen in my time. We can probably go back to Dr. J years and stuff like that.
Yeah, Moses and Jaws and Bobby Clark and those old timers.
And then
Yeah.
But it felt like it's like deja vu, and how we were speaking earlier, where they were just winning and stuff like that. But it's like they went down the field and it was just like Washington went, and when they held them to 3, it was like Minnesota all over again. As soon as and then when the tides turned, as soon as Barkley hit that long run, and
it was like the Patrick Robinson interception.
That was like the Patrick Robinson all over again, and it was just it was mind blowing to see that, and it turned the tables, and that's
you guys know
same exact feeling too. It's crazy.
Yeah,
and it's like NFC Championship game in Philly. Dan, that's why Dan was like, it's like an omen. Dan was like saying that before. It's like an omen. We've seen this before. It's fucking awesome, man.
Can I wait. Before we go any further, I just want to take 1 second and I want to say that I think I speak for all of us, the QBFS family, that our thoughts and prayers are with everybody in Northeast Philadelphia.
Oh my God.
After the absolute tragedy that happened last night. And let's not forget about the people in D.C. with the Black Hawk helicopter and the airplane. That was a tragedy, but this literally happened in our own backyard, Sean. I know that is literally
my backyard.
Throw a rock there.
Yeah.
It's literally your backyard from where you grew up at, and it's
and all the first responders on scene too, all the policemen, all the firemen, all the EMTs, all the utility workers.
Shout out to them.
Someone who's like family, for Brendan and I, someone who's like an extended member of the family. My buddy Mickey, he works for PGW, was out there in horrific conditions, making sure that a tragedy didn't get even worse. So, thoughts and prayers to everybody.
Thoughts and prayers out to everybody.
I didn't hear any other injuries or anything.
All I heard was one casualty on the ground as of now, and if that's all it was,
that's as bullseye as it gets. That's ridiculous. That's crazy to me.
A plane fell out of the sky into one of the busiest intersections in one of the most populated cities in the country, and only one casualty on the ground. If that is the case, then, like I said, it's nothing short of a miracle.
There is a. I'll share it to our page, our story, or just to post. But there is a website going out, and right now, and they're taking donations and collections for kids' clothes, people's clothes, because there's 5 houses that burned down, and all the people have is
there's a lot of
the clothes on their back. And there's like donation sites for clothes, shoes, food, like anything anybody can give. Like these people literally lost everything in this unfortunate accident.
Siding, they're gonna need it.
We're a family around here. Everybody brings us together, and when stuff like this happens, I know I saw a guy last night. He was really cool. He got interviewed, and they asked him, like, he went and he was like helping people, and they're like, what? They're like, what made you do it? He was like, well, unlike people today, he was like, I don't take out my phone and start recording stuff. I go help.
Yep.
Yeah. I was like, my man. So shout out to them, shout out to everybody, and thoughts and prayers with everybody that's involved or affected by that.
Absolutely.
But anyway,
Luis Lopez says moment of silence.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy, man.
Cheers to them.
Cheers.
Doesn't make me feel too good about getting on a plane next weekend.
Yeah.
I was literally right at the airport that it took off when he took off. I was literally like right there. It's just crazy to think of.
I mean, I literally grew up walking up and down that block, hopping on the bus, whatever the case might be, and it's like I can't imagine because it's Roosevelt Mall. It's 6:30 on a Friday. Like it's 6:30 in the winter on a Friday. Trust and believe there's a whole bunch of people, families, teenagers, especially teenagers, that were up there. And for things to go the way they did, just God bless, everybody who was affected by it, whether it be with their home or some of the numerous injuries. But everybody, let's just, be grateful that so far
it's a tragedy.
the major losses are mitigated. So, and I know LA had their rallying with the fires, and maybe this can be a little extra pep in the step for this Eagles team to do something to help, kind of heal the community after a tragedy.
The Eagles are always this goes back to what we were talking about earlier. The Eagles are center stage when it comes to anything that's bad, because the NFL runs the world. If there's a tragedy that happens in any city, the NFL is there, and the Eagles are not. They are a pillar of the community, and they're gonna be there for that. They've issued statements. They're gonna donate whatever they need to donate. The Eagles. That's one of the. Talk whatever shit you want about the NFL being. It's it's popular, it's scripted, and this and all that. But you know what? It kind of runs the world. It kind of does. As big as it is, as popular as it is, and it's especially if you look at it from our community right here in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Eagles are the most charitable organization you can come across.
Absolutely.
When it comes to the kids stuff, the kids sickness, the CHOP, all that. Like the Eagles are 100% in front of that. They are on it. If there's a tragedy, they're on it. So,
Mr. Lurie and the Philadelphia Eagles.
We could be so thankful for this high class organization that we have. In charge of our city or whatever. What. Not in charge, but pretty much in control of the city.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So, but shout out to all them, everybody. And here's my hot take. You guys want to hear it?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Let's go.
Okay. So, as we all know, one of our most beloved all-time Eagles, Jason Kelce, retired last year after how many seasons? 13 seasons he was with us.
Yep.
And his replacement was Cam Jurgens, who he handpicked. He went with Howie Roseman, scouted him, liked everything about him. He was like, that's who I want to be my replacement. So for the last, 2 seasons, Cam Jurgens was playing right guard, right? So he was literally right next to Jason Kelce, and he was learning from him and learning from him. And Jason Kelce retires. There's a huge, oh my God, what's going to happen? Jason Kelce retired. We're going to the sky is fucking falling because our mummer, Messiah that gave that speech on the Art Museum steps after we won the Super Bowl is leaving us, And guess what? This dude stepped in and
made a fucking Pro Bowl.
They haven't missed a fucking beat, dude. And everybody was like, oh my God, I miss Jason Kelce. If you guys miss Jason Kelce, because I just saw a guy that took on the center position at the professional football level for the first time come in there and fucking lay it down and make a Pro Bowl the first time at that position. So did we overrate Jason Kelce a little too much?
Absolutely
because
not.
This dude just stepped the fuck in and
absolutely the fuck not. He is
fucking spot. And
from a technique.
They didn't miss a fucking beat. That was.
We can thank Jason Kelce for this.
Out of your head?
Yep, I think that is a testament to Jason Kelce and Jeff Stoutland, the same way that Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean are a testament to Darius Slay.
Yeah.
When you have a mixture of talent,
I like that.
experience, and professionalism, the way that Jason Kelce, and the same way we can thank Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham for Nolan Smith and Jalen
Yeah.
Carter and Milton
Yeah.
Williams and these young cats that are killing it. I think that it's
I was
ingrained
going
in
to say Cox, but you knew Carter was just going to be a monster. You just knew it.
I think you could thank Kelsey more for beef jerky than anyone else. Like,
yeah, he
like
handpicked him.
Yeah.
He saw himself in this kid.
But that's
So,
not
yeah,
to take
when you
away
have-
from Brandon's hot take unsung hero. Like, 100%. I thought about that. When we asked this question in our chat, Cam Jurgens definitely came to mind.
Yeah.
100%
Cam
came to
Jurgens
mind.
also isn't asked to do as much as Jason Kelsey.
Oh yeah,
When you
yeah,
look-
oh yeah.
He doesn't set the
And
protections.
he's not doing as much
not
as
calling
Case
out the
Kelsey is.
blitzes. He's not,
But-
and he is leaning on. You can notice that the runs are a lot more, which is a Saquon thing too. But it's a lot more off tackle traps, pitches, working to the outside and
Yeah.
letting Dickerson and Mailata just get out there and fucking maul and letting Jurgens get into space. I'm not taking anything from Jurgens. The kid
Yeah.
stepped in and became one of the 5 best centers in the NFL.
Stop calling him
Um,
Jurgens. Call him beef jerky.
But beef jerky. But I gotta put some spec on his name. Great mullet, best mullet in pro sports.
Yes. Oh yes.
But yeah, he's great. But Jason Kelsey's greatness is not overrated by any
But
means.
all I'm saying is basically the point I'm trying to make is when Jason Kelsey retired, we all
Yeah.
did a clutch the pearls. Maybe
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
Of course.
What's
you know.
gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
And yeah, but we went into the season and admit it, like you went in and you were like, about center position, Jason Kelsey isn't there.
You
How
gotta
fucking
get-
quickly did you forget about that?
Yeah,
So.
you got to give
Yeah.
beef jerky his credit, man. Holy shit, yes. Like I said,
Right.
I thought
Like,
about
how
him
quickly
as
did you forget
that.
about it? Like, oh my god, and it was literally at the first game. You're like, you didn't even notice. You're like, oh, who's at center? Oh, it's Jerry. It's not Kelsey anymore.
Oh, no,
It's not so much a hot take to me, Brent. I know you said it's a hot take, but it's not. He's literally the first person I thought of when you asked this question, and none of us talked about it in chat. He's probably the first person
Well,
I thought of.
That's called a segue. And that
Yeah.
was one of the segues.
It was good. It was a good
I have
segue.
I have his jersey. I also bought his T-shirt before he was a starter. I bought his T-shirt. I'm a fan of beef jerky. That's my man.
You are.
That is my guy.
I remember when we drafted him, we were talking about him, and yeah,
So that is my.
But he
So
has
that
realized
segue-
that dream.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that's my segue into the next bit. So that was my hot take going into the unsung hero thing that I talked about earlier. So mine is Cam Jurgens because you're just like, you just took Jason Kelsey's fucking spot. Dude,
Yeah.
and you didn't miss a beat.
I mean, times have
Dude.
changed. Now you got a 6th-round pick and a 2nd-round pick, right?
Right. And I mean, Jason
Yeah.
Kelsey is the template for what teams
Yeah.
look for in a modern center.
Yeah.
Before the centers were just
Yeah.
big stationary objects that would make sure you got a clean snap and just go forward. Jason Kelsey changed the center position in the NFL.
And he's smaller. So,
Yeah.
good
Oh my
person.
God,
All right,
yeah.
so
He
does
is not a
everybody
beef.
have
Jason
does
Kelsey
everybody
is
have their
not a
unsung
beef
hero?
jerky. He's definitely.
No,
So
no,
does
no.
everybody? So
I
does
do.
everybody else have their unsung hero?
I
Yeah.
absolutely do.
I do.
It's Milton.
Okay.
It's Milton Williams.
John.
Milton Williams.
It's Milton
Milton
Williams.
Williams. Milton Williams.
Hold on. Let's since we're into this segment, let's talk about what it is so that people can comment. So we still got Miss Lopez and Dave watching. They're commenting, and they got a couple comments and stuff to read. But let's talk about this segment so that they can comment their unsung heroes. Brent, give us the intro to this segment. What we need to do for this segment.
So for this, it was. There's so many superstars on this team when we talk about Saquon and we talk about Hurts and AJ and Smitty and Goddard. And,
Sung heroes.
We lose games if we don't have Lane Johnson. So who are the unsung heroes? Who are the guys that are out there doing their fucking job and they don't get talked about enough? Mine personally was Cam Jurgens because everybody went into this season biting their nails like, oh my God, we lost Jason Kelsey. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And Cam Jurgens literally slid over to the left,
Where's Sean?
paused, and
He's gone.
started playing center.
I love that though. I do love that. I love saying,
And-
"Hey,
Sorry,
Sean's
And
back."
guess what? He didn't miss a fucking beat from Jason Kelsey.
Yeah.
He went in there.
He
Everybody
did.
went in, like I said, in the beginning of the season, like, oh no, what's going to happen at center? And I forgot about it by fucking halftime of the Green Bay game of the first game of the year because Dude came in, didn't miss a beat, took a Hall of Famer spot, and they're still fucking killing it. And you know what? Testament to last weekend's NFC Championship game. He's one tough son of a bitch too.
Tough
Oh,
son of a
yeah.
bitch.
Because he suited up even with a fucking back injury.
Yeah.
And you know who else is fucking good old boy Landon Dickerson?
Yeah.
They were literally couldn't walk and couldn't stand up straight, and they were fighting each other on the sidelines about who was
Who's
going to
gonna
go
go
in and finish the game.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
that's Philly.
Those
beautiful.
Also,
motherfuckers.
shout out to Landon Dickerson. The guy's got the richest fucking guard contract in NFL history, and him and his wife have a DIY fucking Instagram page where they do their own home projects and
No
shit.
shit.
My guy, you're making
That
like
dude could
$15
pick
million
up a
a
house.
year.
I need to follow
can.
that Instagram. I
Have
don't even know
you-
about it.
On Sunday, I forget what had happened, but I was watching the game here, and Ani sees him go like this, and she was like, his arms are literally the size of my torso, and I'm like, yeah, he could bench press
Yeah, he's a
all
maniac.
4 of us probably.
Yeah,
But yeah,
he chooses
Williams,
violence.
hero. He chooses violence. Oh god, that fucking speech is awesome.
I love it. Oh, I'm
Milton
so hyped
Williams,
thinking
guys.
about it.
Milton Williams.
Hype.
Milton
All
fucking
right, so
Williams.
mine's Cam Jurgens. Sean's is Milton Williams. Who wants to go next?
Wait, do you want to
Okay.
talk about it? You didn't talk about Milton Williams though.
Go outside the box for this because you can do I mean,
All right, Dan.
you can go with CJ just coming back. I mean, being the
He's
the
the
leader,
attitude of the
man.
defense,
It could
man.
be one. You can go Becton. I know the
We need
line
that voice.
and Stalin University is just
Becton was my close second.
So, but I probably took maybe Blanco's at saying them out, but I'm gonna go with Brandon Mann.
Who?
And just
Hell yeah.
dude. He's just
Braden Mann. The
Yeah,
punter.
actually, he's done a
Damn.
fucking
done a
bad
really
Dude,
just solid job
that's-
this year. He's been under the cover, just
Probably the most
We have to worry about
unsung
that
hero
people.
of the team. That's
Well,
You
that's why
win.
we're gonna win too, because our other punter sucked. And our
Yup,
special
one
teams
could
were
argue
losing.
that we lost that game, that Super Bowl, because of our fucking
Yeah.
punting unit.
yeah.
So, no, that's a great fucking pull, Dan. I agree. He's been a beast, bro. It seems like every time we need him to just pin him inside the 20 and let our defense make these guys work for every yard, he does it. That's a hell
Dan,
of
you
a
stepped outside of 2 boxes on that fucking comment.
Sorry, I probably took one of Blanco's, but go ahead, Blanco.
wait. What was your other one? I heard Brandon Mann, but
Throughout CJ and Becton.
No, you just named others
I like
that he,
CJ.
like,
Dude,
actually thought of.
I love that you said CJ, and CJ wasn't who I was thinking of at first, but yes, I love that you said CJ. CJ GJ is who he's my next jersey buy. If I buy in a jersey, I have a bunch of jerseys. I want to buy CJ GJ. I love CJ GJ. He was here 2 years ago when we went to the
Put a
Super
pin
Bowl.
in that. I got something else.
He was here 2 years ago when we went to the Super Bowl. He left because of a fucking blunder. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't Howie's fault. It was his agent's fault. It was a communication issue. He left because of a blunder. Went back to the fucking Lions. He went to the fucking NFC Championship with the Lions, and then they somehow didn't sign him, and he came back, and we signed him for a few years, and here he is in the NFC Championship again for the 3rd time in a row. He
Talk
won
about
this
a
time.
fucking winner.
He won
This guy's been in the
two
league.
out of the three. Two out of the past 3 NFC championships, this dude won 2 of them, with the Eagles.
But even going back further than that, I think this is his 7th year. He played in 2
Dude,
NFC title games with the Saints.
Honestly, CJ GJ, I don't think I could top that. I think he absolutely is the unsung hero. Like, oh my god, like the fucking Washington game that we lost. If he doesn't get thrown out, we win that game. The reason why we lost that game is because for some fucking weird ass reason the ref threw him out because the commander smashed his fucking helmet and kicked his helmet off because he said something. He must have said some fucking terrible shit, and I'm for it. I want him. He's the most shit talking motherfucking dude on the field. He shit talks more than Brandon Graham, and dude, and I am for it.
It's not even just the attitude, though. Like, what he does for this defense, if you watch these games, Vic Fangio, everything he does, he lines up like he's playing a 2 deep shell all the time. But very rarely are we running a 2 deep shell.
Yeah.
Reed Blankenship can float around underneath,
Yeah.
can come up, clean up some of them tackles. Reed Blankenship and C.J. Gardner-Johnson, I think, have 10 or 11 interceptions between the pair of them.
Yeah.
And a lot of that has to do with the fact that C.J. can cover. As a center fielder, he can come up and lay the fucking boom on you.
Yeah.
He's so diverse.
And
he makes
CJ,
everybody
I think,
on the back end better. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I think he's the second. He's the second most
always around
important.
the ball.
He is definitely the second most important person on the defense.
Yep.
Behind
Whether it's
Jalen
making
Carter.
a tackle or breaking
Behind
up
Jalen
a
Carter.
fucking pass.
Jalen Carter is the
Always
most
around
important person
the
on
fucking
defense
ball.
because he's right up front, and CJ is the second most important person on the defense because he's on the back, and he is the best one on the back, and that is a really good segue into who my unsung hero is, and that's who I'm wearing the jersey, Chalkins, baby.
Blankets.
He has been the most
Blankets.
unsung person this year. That's why I wore the jersey, because you asked the question earlier, Brand, and I thought about it, and I was like thinking to myself, like,
That's a nice touch.
I knew I had the jersey.
Very
I was
nice.
like, yeah, it's got to be Reed, because literally I feel like his name hasn't been mentioned at all, but he's still been playing at that level that he played last
two
year.
interceptions this year? 2 or 3?
Dude, he's been all over every play he's in on.
I know he at least
Tackles,
had 3.
interceptions.
Interceptions,
three.
4. He had
Yeah.
4. He had
You know,
4
like,
interceptions and 2
I
forced
think
fumbles this year.
Reed is definitely very unsung on this. Like, you think about it, like, the defense is the best team of the Eagles this year, right? The best. You're outside of Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is absolutely the best total human being on this team. But as far as the 3 different teams go, defense is the best team on this team. And there's a lot of Jalen Carter, the D-line, the whole D-line, right? Everyone speaks about the trenches. The Eagles are known for the trenches. And, the linebackers have been a fucking bright spot this year. Bond and, oh my God, the dude what's the dude's name after Nakobe?
Oren
Burks.
Oren Burks.
Burks, man. Like, he might
He
be
came from the
unsung too.
Niners.
He might be unsung too. Honestly, he might be unsung. He might be my second unsung. So my first unsung is Chalkins, and my second unsung is Burks.
Okay.
Like, because
So I got Cam.
everybody thought that fucking after Nakobe's like, oh shit, that sucks. That's bad.
Yeah.
And Burks
He
stepped
slipped
in.
right in.
Stepped in. Like, I feel like we haven't noticed a thing. Kind of like how Beef Jerky stepped in for Kelsey. It's almost the same thing. And then we were all thinking like, oh man, Axeman Jr. is gonna step in because who else we got? But Burks is like, nah. Axeman Jr. isn't going to take my job, and even though Axeman Jr. we know is really good, Burks is not letting him take his job. Burks is so. But anyway. So if we're going to have 2, I'm going to say my first one is
So my
Chalkins.
unsung hero is Cam Jurgens. Dan's is Brady Mann. Sean's is Milton Williams, and Blanco's is Reed Blankenship, aka Chalkins. Which
Oh,
I love. So
we got Miss Lopez too. Miss Lopez says her Brandon Graham.
But yeah.
Brandon Graham is her
way.
favorite dude. So from the sidelines, he's keeping the attitude up. Even if he's not playing, he is also the unsung hero. Even after he's out, and I agree. He's my favorite player of all time. So I agree with her 100%.
That's another reason, dude. We're gonna win. He's gonna ride off in the sunset and retire. That's why he deserves.
Oh yeah.
Can we I just need to stop. I need to stop the presses for 1 second. And you bring up Reed Blankenship. This is the second week in a row that I'm gonna flex my Nostradamus fucking prophecies.
Yes.
I thought about it.
Wait, where's the blog? I'll bring it up on screen.
It's not a blog. It's when I was writing for Section 215. And
I will get it on Section 215. I'll bring it up on screen. I don't give a fuck.
Reed Blankenship was flashing in the preseason, and I said to myself, I'm like, this kid's got something. And I wrote a little article. It was literally about the rookie class and how promising they were looking with Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis and Reed Blankenship. And, well, 2 years later or 2.5 years later, whatever it is, here we are. and fucking Reed Blankenship forced 6 turnovers this year and is one of the most important pieces on a championship level defense.
What
So,
article is it? Because I'll bring it up on screen right now.
Oh man, I couldn't even tell you off the top of my head. Just look up section 215 Sean Palumbo.
I have
We'll
all
see
your
all
articles
those
on I have all your articles on my screen
All right.
right now.
Blanco, while you're doing that, the next thing that I want to ask is, so here's a question. Do you think that Bill Belichick is one of, if not the greatest head coach of all time?
Yeah. Yeah.
I might give the nod to Andy Reid.
Okay, so the other, do you think Andy Reid is one of, if not the best coach of all time?
They're both on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. Okay. How
Yes
about
and yes.
Vince Lombardi?
Who? Vince Lombardi?
The trophy? Is he the trophy?
Yeah, he coached the Green Bay Packers to
I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
He paved the way, so why not?
Yeah, he's a pioneer. I know where you're going.
You know where I'm going, right?
I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
Nick Sirianni, yes. I'm going to say yes.
No, it's about we beat Vince Lombardi. We're the only franchise.
The Eagles
And,
are the
yeah,
only
yeah,
team that
yeah.
ever beat Vince Lombardi. We beat Bill Belichick. And goddamn it, we might win next Sunday and beat Andy Reid.
Oh, I love it.
Someone bring Don Shula back from the dead.
I love
and put him on a team so we can take out
Brandon-
all Mount Rushmore.
Brandon, you son of a bitch. I love it.
Son of a
The
bitch.
Vince Lombardi trophy should be melted down into the T1000 type liquid metal and remorphed into fucking Rocky with goddamn Buddy Ryan's face for no apparent reason.
Oh, yes.
God.
Yes.
Wait, are we talking about no, you know what I think would be even better is if we had Stallone in Rocky 4 with Buddy Ryan's face on it. That would be terrifying.
Wow.
Because
Could
he
you
was
imagine?
super steroided up.
That's so
And he was the only
scary.
guy that ever got a tan in Siberia, running in the snow.
Where did he get all that
Fully
baby
clothed
oil?
in leather.
Where did he get all that baby oil?
Hey, it was the
Because I know
80s,
that
man.
wasn't just sweat when he was working in that bar.
It was the 80s, dude.
Communist Russia, I don't think they had that much Johnson & Johnson. I'm not sure. I'm no expert.
Well,
on
P.
Ruskies,
Diddy took it
but
all.
Store for
It's true. Holy shit. The USSR collapsed in the early 90s, right? Late 80s, early 90s. When did Puffy start?
Can't
to come up
stop,
in the
won't
world?
stop.
Is this a conspiracy theory? Did we just unlock the fact that Puffy took all of the USSR's baby oil, which ultimately led to the collapse of the
The
Soviet
thought of
Union?
that is just mind-boggling, dude.
That's some galaxy brain shit right there.
mind-blowing.
Look, we're trying not to break people's brains here, man. We're just
Dave
trying to
Chappelle
talk
couldn't
about
even think
fucking
some shit like
football
this.
game.
I'm sorry. I
Oh,
just-
we got some comments. We got some comments.
Getting down this rabbit hole, man.
All right,
Let's
we
read
got
them.
some comments. Hopefully, everyone's still reading. I'm backed up. All right. Miss Lopez says, random
said
fact: the most expensive Super Bowl halftime show was The Weeknd, 2021, $17 million. You remember that one, The Weeknd, where he was like,
Yes, he was lost.
Running through the mirror place or whatever it was.
my second favorite rapper of all time is the halftime show this year. So I'm thrilled.
Beyonce?
So no, Jesus, Blanco. It's in order. It's Nas. It's Kendrick. It's a big gap. And then it's Eminem. And then it's Biggie. And then 5 could be like 12 people. 5 could be 2004 to like 2012 Kanye. It could be Jay-Z. It could be Lil Wayne. It could be.
See, your Jay-Z
Andre
is different to my
3000.
Jay-Z, though. So, like, I love you.
George,
I love you.
Jay-Z loves me?
Yeah.
He loves you, man.
That's scary.
I mean, your Jay-Z's different than my Jay-Z, but I love you, man. Kendrick Lamar is cool. I'll admit it. He's cool. I've never listened to anything, so I don't even care about music anymore.
Blanco, listen to Good Kid, Mad City.
I don't listen to lyrics. If there's a human on top of music, I don't like to listen to it. How about that?
Oh God, that makes me very sad.
You're an android.
Dude, hey,
Yeah,
you ever
I
heard
think
of?
you're the
I'm
1000.
gonna tell you exactly what it is. My style is crystallized. You get it? What I'm a fan of is crystallized. You know, I don't want anything new. It's crystallized. It's sharded at the ends. You know.
It's
when
sharded?
I was in, sometimes I do shart. I'm over.
no.
I'm 43, 42. I'm gonna be 43 in very soon now.
You got to do sphincter
Already
kegels.
44.
You know, I'm sad that I'm not going to be 42 anymore because 42 was a great time for me. 42 is the meaning of life and
It's
everything.
also, wasn't it Jackie Robinson's number?
42 was Jackie
42.
Robinson's number too.
Yeah, that's
great.
a good year.
It's a great
That's a
year.
great number. Great number.
It's also the meaning of
Great.
everything.
You know who else was 42? Kurt Coleman. So take for that what you will.
You know who else was 42?
It's meaningless
This guy,
now.
when he played high school lacrosse.
That's good. To see.
What were we talking
I don't
about? Oh
have
yeah,
any
I was
clue.
reading comments. Yo, David Thornton says confident in the field goal extra point game. What if the game comes down to a long field goal?
We're going to talk about Dave. Save that. We're going to talk about
Save it.
next
We're gonna
week.
put a
I
pin in
already
that
got
one.
topics.
We're gonna put a pin in
already
that
got
one.
topics.
That's next week. We might talk about that next week. He also,
Yeah, it might be. A
yeah,
little
yeah.
hard for me
Sean
to
is writing that one
communicate
down.
next
Sean is writing that one. Don't talk about it, Brennan. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it, Brennan. Sean is writing that one down.
In his handy dandy notebook.
Jake the Snake. Just write Jake the Snake and then write dash my dick. And then write dash semen demon. and then write dash. So after the semen demon, write dash sex trophy.
Oh, you guys are messed up.
All right, hold on. More comments. Sex trophy. More comments. Thank you, David. We're gonna get to that maybe next week. Tune in next week, and we might talk about yo shit, yo semen damage. David said Brandon G's my thing. Chicken Little hasn't been consistent at all. Oh, that's Jake Elliott. That's Jake. Miss Lopez calls Jake Chicken Little.
He is Chicken Little.
Semen Demons earmuffs.
He's like the best
Semen
athlete on
Demons,
the team.
dude. I'm just reading the comments and like Semen Demons earmuffs. Semen Demons has caught on, bro. It's a thing. It is a thing. Thank you, Miss Lopez. That was coined by you. we will make sure everyone knows.
Oh, speaking of semen demons, now that I think about it, Baby Trot is technically a semen demon.
Yo! Speaking of semen demons, bro, dude, that is amazing. Dude, I saw the picture. Oh man, he was being held by his dad when the Eagles won the the NFC Championship in 2004 or whatever, what year that was, 05, 04.
Yeah.
God damn, that's amazing. I mean, that is a wow. And he is a member of the current NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles, dude.
Ooh, I just had a fantastic idea. I think
Give it to
I'm
me.
gonna buy myself an old school throwback Jeremiah Trotter jersey.
Heck yes.
And then I'm gonna buy Bowen a Jeremiah Trotter
Oh, dude.
jersey.
Fuck, dude. Semen Demon at the fullest level, bro. Straight up Semen Demon.
That's a semen demonception.
Dude.
Yeah, we should
And then get a picture of
all
us standing
proceeds
from
go
the
to
Dude.
and get a picture of us from the
That's
back.
badass.
Dude.
You know what though? Those jerseys, like the 04, 05 team, those jerseys are hard as fuck to come by. Because I was looking for a Sheldon Brown. Because I mean, come on, that's a badass fucking
Yeah.
jersey. I was looking for a Sheldon Brown, and I cannot find that fucker anywhere. The only place I can find him is like eBay, but they
China.
look-
China.
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 Dude, I got that Freddie Mitchell that I have, the real
Okay.
old school, authentic, like
Yeah.
embroidered one. That was off eBay.
Was it? It's in good shape. So yeah,
Some
I
really-
mean,
and
it's just the
autographed.
one I sold looked fucking rough, and I'm like, I ain't paying this for what they're selling me. So, China. That's
All
gonna be
right,
my
so last question.
Oh,
Yeah,
more
yeah,
comments,
yeah.
more comments,
And
more
then I
comments,
got it.
more comments. Before you question,
Nope.
I only got a
Last-
couple more comments. Only a couple more comments. We gotta satisfy our viewers.
Let's bring it in. Bring it in.
I have Miss Lopez's Unsung Heroes. I thought it was BG. I think that was Lil Dave's was BG. Miss Lopez says her unsung is Mekhi Becton. Would not want him to be in front of me, and Devontae Smith's toes stay where they need to be. So Mekhi Becton is her number one, and Devontae Smith's toes are her number two unsung
Beckton was
hero.
definitely my second because he stepped in at right guard. Dude was a bust to the Jets, basically written
Yeah.
off, and came
Yeah.
here to play a position he never played before, and
Balled the
literally
fuck
had
out.
close.
He
to
only had
a
one
Pro
bad
Bowl
game.
season.
He
Like,
only had one bad game where we were questioning him, and
Yeah,
that
one
was
bad
versus what, the Rams? It was the Rams
Yeah.
game, right?
Yeah.
The last week. Well,
I know.
before the.
I
But
did.
yeah, but he corrected that. He corrected that
Yeah.
versus
Yeah.
the Commanders.
Oh, he was on a warpath last week.
Yeah, yeah. He was like, "Oh shit, my bad. Let me fix that shit."
Yeah. You know what I do
Gotta give
sometimes
him
when
mad
I'm-
credit.
So I got to roll, but here's what I'll leave you with.
Please.
I know we still have a week to go, but
Oh, we're definitely going live next Saturday too, just so everyone's aware.
so if they pull this off, are they the greatest team in not only Eagles history but Philadelphia sports history?
100% yes.
Yes, but I'll choose to elaborate next week. But yes. Yes.
100% yes. I don't even need to
I'll say
elaborate.
yes.
I'm gonna say fuck you to everybody. Say yes.
All right.
Miss Lopez
Yeah.
says capital Y, capital E, capital S. Yes.
That's what I like to hear. All right, I gotta roll because the
The Seaman Demons.
insane monsters will be up early. Oh,
In the sex
I'll see y'all.
Wait,
next
is it
week
a
in
sex
New
trophy or a Seaman Demon? What do you prefer?
Orleans. One of each.
One of each? That's good. That's good. I like your style.
of each.
Diversify your portfolio.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to go pass out
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
my
it's like I feel like we gotta give predictions, but it's like we have this nice bye week.
I know.
I know,
predict
it is
that
wild.
I'll
Next
be.
week. Next week.
I'm gonna predict no football tomorrow.
That's a sad prediction.
I know it sucks. Thank you
All
to
right,
everyone
talk
watching
to you.
us, man. Oh my god.
Peace out, everybody. Thank you for everyone who has contributed, and thank you to all of our new subscribers and old subscribers sharing the fuck out of our stuff. I mean,
We're gonna put
Like-
some reels up.
a handful of guys just who love the Eagles and
Miss Lopez
Or,
says
you
beating
know.
the Patriots and the Chiefs is epic, and she says nift. I think she meant night.
night. Yeah. Thanks to everybody. Because we're on a roll right now, man, and the amount of exposure, the amount of eyes that are on our content, we're just trying to make content that makes people laugh, people,
We're gonna
engage in
continue the
conversation.
reels. Hell yeah.
Exactly.
Oh
That's
look!
it, man.
Look out for this guy, Sean. He's gonna write some blogs soon. Not gonna hold you to it. Oh, wait till you see the draft profiles this guy's gonna come up with. Oh, if you want to know who the Eagles are gonna draft, yeah, tune into Sean's blog posts. He's got notes, baby. He's got notes.
we're gonna let this season ride, and once this season is over, that's when my work really starts. So we are going to have ideally at least once a week posts. I was thinking about maybe doing like little reels, cutting up some of like some players that we could take a look at from the little bit of time that I did spend working with the Shrine Bowl, I still have some cool contacts that can get me access to some all 22 zone guys.
Hell yeah.
So, if I can get those and cut them up and, try to, see what I can do.
Oh yeah.
So real quick, off the I don't want to look it up because I could.
Mhm.
Do we know do we still got a 1, 2, 3, 4 next for this draft?
We do. We have a full complement of draft picks
Okay.
Fuck
and
yeah.
multiple day 3 picks. So we have a first, a second, a third, and then multiple day 3
How
picks.
we
which
gonna
can use
cook?
as ammo to go up, down, left, or right. So Howie season.
Perfect.
Howie season.
We'll worry about that later on.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Hopefully we're worrying about that as we're scouting pick number 32.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Let's go, boys. All right, go Birds.
All right, guys.
Hell yeah,
All right,
dog.
I'll talk to you all.
All right,
Yeah,
dog.
everybody.
Peace. Night, night, everybody. Dan, we're still live. You want anything else to say to the people?
Nah. Good night.
Dan, you're my unsung hero.
Like sex trophies.
I wish you were my sex trophy. What? Who said that?
Who would say such?
Who would say such a thing? Hey, Quarterback Factory Show signing off. We are still live. Dan, don't say anything inappropriate like sex trophies or semen demons.
Demon Demons. Man, what a great name.
That is
like,
pretty
that's-
fucking awesome. I love it so much.
It's going to be used now.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait till my kids wake up. Are gonna be like, "You semen demons! I repent! I repent!" All right. We're still live. We're still recording. Oh, I didn't even record. Little David Thornton says Chocolate Thunder. He's still watching us.
Thunder and Fifi.
Dave, thanks for still watching us, man. We love you, man.
Yeah. All right, man. I'm getting there. You want to close that off?
I am going to close.
Close the door.
Wait, I can't figure out how to do it. Hold on for 1 second, and I'm gonna close your face. I don't have an outro, so
Walk up your back.
goodbye.